Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Coach Cruise. If you're new to the show, I'm your host, Brad. And anyway, it's re-damn-diculous out here across the nation, isn't it? We're all freezing our Batuskis off. I know, especially those of us in the Midwest. But as I read at the top, and actually I saw on Facebook before I even got on the computer here today, it's snowing down in Florida. So, you know, I mean, we got pet. I was going to say a dumb quote from a movie, but I'll skip that. I'll save you the trouble. But yeah, I mean, it's freezing across the nation. We all need to be on a cruise, is where we need to be right now. So, if there is anybody out there that is on a cruise ship right now and is watching, please rub it in because you should, right? I mean, if somebody is on a cruise right now and just enjoying tropical weather, it makes it almost more fun when you find out that, back home it's like -5 with 4 inches of snow on the ground or whatever, right? Well, I don't know. Sometimes that's fun, but maybe not. So anyway, let me start saying hello to everybody. I see we already have 22 people online. And yeah, while you're signing in, if you could hit that like button while you're at it, maybe we can jump that number up to about 40 real quick because it'll populate it to more people. So Mandy got the gold. I don't know if that's your first gold here, Mandy, but again, if you're one of the first 3 to check in, you get on the podium. So we had Mandy with the gold and Admin Tim gets the silver. He's our most accomplished medalist, I think, so far. And then right after that, we had Frankie Floyd, who was reporting, he's our weatherman, that it's snowing like crazy here in Panama City. And that is crazy to hear that it's snowing in Florida. I also saw our brother channel, Island Time post, or somebody on Island Time post, the snow down in Galveston. And I know Rick lives in that area, Rick Wade, our Texas cruiser. So he could probably share that news as well. So, I mean, it's snowing in Texas, it's snowing in Florida. What the heck is going on in the world? It's crazy. Let's see. So I said hi to Frankie Floyd. Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, is back once again, and it's freezing in Maryland at 20 degrees. We got you beat here in Chicago, Sandy. It was -5, I think, earlier today. I think we're heating up, though. It got up to 0 on my ride home. So Cruise Live TV is here. Greg and Michelle, great to see you all. And Trisha is back. She says it's also freezing in Virginia, 21 degrees. Can't wait for our next cruise in 20 days. And yes, I wish I had a cruise coming up in 20 days. My cruise is 59 days away, my next one. So by that time, it's probably, not going to be too crazy cold, but it'll still be cold. So I'll still be looking forward to getting away from the cold in March here in the Chicago area. All right, let's see here. 6 waiting and 6. Oh, I'm guessing you mean Cruise Day is there, Cruise Live TV? I didn't quite get that. Maybe I missed something there. Cheryl is here, and she's also in Ohio with Tim. So I know they're freezing their Batuskis off there in Ohio. Carnival Cruise Addicts. We got Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. They're down in Florida, so I know it's not too warm. I know they said they had to turn their heat on. And plus it snows, so it's got to be at least 32 degrees, right? We got Tammy Shore. She says, hey, and good to see you again, Tammy. Will G, evening all, can't stay, but we'll catch the replay. All right, well, thank you for checking in there, Will. Appreciate it. I got Zoe over here tearing up my arm. For all you new to the channel, we'll explain why she's doing that in just a second. We got Scott from Controversial Cruising. Good to see you, Scott. Marjorie is back once again. Great to see you, Marjorie, as always. We got Shane back once again. Says, hey, Coach, got news of death. Oh, geez. Need the distraction. Good to see you and Zoe. Well, Shane, we will do our best to give that to you. And I'm really sorry to hear that. Frankie Floyd has a cruise coming up, and we got Heather back once again from North Carolina. Good to see you as always, Heather. Amy is here, says me and mom are here. All right, great. And I didn't his mom must be a new viewer, I think, maybe. But good to see you both. Welcome back to the show. All right. Let's see if I missed. Oh, we got Brad H back, our resident comedian. Says, hey, everybody, woke up to 3 degrees this morning in Southwest Missouri, but it's okay. I'll be en route to Sydney, Australia, Saturday. It was 94. That's right. So when it's our winter, it's their summer. So it's like crazy hot now over in Australia. So this is the time, if you're going to go on a cruise, that you want to go on a cruise. So Brad is doing it right. In the summertime, headed over there, and I'm just thinking it's summer, it's going to be warm, right? Well, I did not find that out till after booking in the cruise that, the seasons are opposite, which makes sense because they're on the other half of the world, right? So, it wasn't like crazy cold or anything over there. It was still, pretty good climate, but it was still colder, like, hoodie weather, I guess you could say. So, yeah. So congratulations on that soon-to-be cruise, Brad. And I know you enjoy traveling abroad, and since it's going to be nice and crispy over there, you will enjoy that pool quite a bit. We got Angie, whatever floats your boat, says, hey, y'all, what up, Angie? Good to have you here. And see if we got anybody else that I didn't mention. Lonnie Kubas, hey, Coach, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. It's 73, but supposed to get cold this weekend. That's crazy because Frankie is saying it's snowing in Panama City. You all are in the same state, and it's 73 one place and snowing in another place. That is crazy. And here we go. Admin Tim doing his Admin Tim thing. I said I was going to explain why Zoe was tearing up my arm, and now you'll see why. Come on up here, Zoe. So anytime anybody gives a $10 super chat or more, and you can see she's very excited about this treat. And she's saying thank you already. She has to say thank you, and she has to give a high five for Tim and Cheryl. And there she is. And thank you. And when it's a $15 super chat or more, I also get a treat. And that's why Tim said treats to warm Brad and Zoe up. And yes, you're right. Some bourbon will do that. So I will happily take that. And thank you, sir. And once we reach $100 in super chats, we give away a shirt. And we have different designs now, at least 2 different designs, technically 3, but I'm running low on the one design. But Tim and Cheryl, thank you. Okay. Yeah, that'll warm me up. All right. Speaking of numbers and the super chats, we had 26 people carrying over, 26 entries carried over from last week. So Rick has number 1, then Trisha has 2 through 6. Rick again at 7 through 11. Carnival Cruise Addicts at 12 through 26. And now Tim and Cheryl, that will be 27 through 41. 27 through 41. So we are only 59 away. And we get 59 more in super chats. Then we will do a first shirt drawing of the day. And this is, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, this is the new design. Now, the old design, the traditional design, is the one I have on here. And on the back, it has a big logo like this with a big circle around it. Well, not a big circle, but it says, just can't get away from a good time around it, and Coach Cruise on top. But here is the new design. For those of you that have the old design shirt, this is going to be more themed bar crawl, going forward for at least a short time, and we'll see, what people prefer over time. But for at least the immediate future, those are going to be seen a lot on the bar crawls coming up, and we'll see about changing up colors and stuff as we go along. So thank you for getting us started with that, Tim and Cheryl in Ohio for now. All right, Heather is only 4 weeks away from her celebration cruise, and I love the celebration, and I'm looking forward to going on her sister ship for my next cruise, and that will be the Jubilee, March 22nd. Kimberly Lavelle, I just sent your shirt off today, And yeah, congratulations on that. Kimberly had donated for the Helping Hands for Cruising, and she didn't even say anything about it, but I missed her name when I was writing down names. And so she wasn't in the drawing for a polo they were giving away. So I had said that I was going to put her in my drawing since I messed that up. And guess what? She won. She won my drawing. So she got a shirt, and I sent one just like I showed you off to Kimberly just today. I went to the post office. So congratulations on that. And also, Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts had won shirts. And so they have shirts coming their way as well. All right, we got hot tea here. Hi, Coach Cruz. Hope you're staying warm. I am when I'm inside, but I tell you, it's one of those things where, like, if you go outside and you're outside for like what, not even 5 minutes, and you're freezing, it's ridiculous. So, yes. Frankie Floyd says close to 4 inches of snow so far. That must be insane down in Florida. I mean, that must have shut down your whole city, because you all aren't used to that. I know. I laugh when I hear, Texas getting shut down when they have like an inch of snow and, a squirt of ice on the road or something. And we're in Chicago here. We're like, yeah, that's pretty much every day. We just go on. We got little 4-year-olds trudging through 3 feet of snow, and they don't even close the schools. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. All right. So I think we're about caught up. And yes. All right. Perfect. Well, we have 28 people online now. I don't know how many likes we have. Somebody could fill me in on that, but hopefully we have 28. And if we don't, hopefully you could hit that like button real quick and we'll get started. Okay. So today's show is, about being an expert cruiser, winning. I was trying to think of, it seems like I get to Tuesday and I'm like, oh, I have a show today and I don't know what the heck I'm going to talk about. And so I was thinking, as I was watching the national championship for college football yesterday, how to be a championship cruiser, right? To be a champion cruiser, you got to do things right. And you got to get the most out of your cruise and, get tips and tricks and cruise hacks and everything else to, maximize your cruise vacation. That could be things like saving money. It could be, well, we're going to get into it. So let me start off with, and there's things that come before this, but we'll start with packing. Okay. So, oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I missed a super chat here. We got Mr. Shane Nordgren Bueller. My little guy heard Zoe on the interwebs. Oh, okay. Very cool. Let me write that down and we will give Zoe a little treat for that and a high five because they heard your name. So high five for that. High five. And say thank you. Say thank you. I'm not holding a treat. So she's like, yeah, well, give me another treat. Say thank you anyway, without a treat. Greedy. All right. Say thank you. Say thank you. Okay. There she goes. All right. See, she's a diva. All right. Let me write you down there, Shane, and thank you for that. So that makes you 42 through 46. Appreciate that. And Kimberly says, I love the new shirts. I'm glad you do because you got one headed your way. Okay. So packing. Now, here's my advice on packing. And I would love for any of you to add some insights because most of you are avid cruisers and you can, add on to what I'm going to say. So here's one of my advices on packing, or what some of my advice on packing, because I've made this mistake several times and you kind of learn from your mistakes as you go and hopefully you don't make them in the future, right? I suggest that you pack at least 5 to 7 days before you cruise. And you might say, well, I packed the day before, or I pack, an hour before we walk out the door or something like that. And I know people do that and we laugh about it and and all that. But here's the thing about packing 5 to 7 days before. When I pack last minute, guaranteed I forget a couple things. and it'll be two or three or something, or maybe even right away. Maybe I'm on the plane or something on my way down. I'm like, oh, I forgot to pack this, or oh, I forgot to pack that, and it's something I needed. So, for example, if I'm going on a cruise and I know the ports, I know the excursions or what I'm going to do, I might not need water shoes, but there are times when I'm going to a beach where I know the beach is going to be a little rockier, a lot of coral and a lot of, pebbles and rocks and things like that. You're going to have to walk over, or doing an excursion where you need like a combination water shoe, walking shoe type of thing. And I might forget to pack those walking or water shoes if I pack like the day before. And then I'll get down there and I'll be like, oh, damn, now I got to buy some water shoes, even though I have two pairs at home, right? Because I waited until the last minute to pack. Or it could be something like not that big a deal, but let's say you wanted to bring a Yeti cup to keep your drinks cold, or, if you're going to be on the beach, you just pour your drinks there to keep your drinks colder longer, so they're not warm by the time you get to the bottom of them, right? Just little things like that. When you pack 5 to 7 days ahead of time, I've come to realize that I have my bag packed and I think that I have everything, and it's almost a guarantee. I remember, oh, I should have packed this, and then I grab that and I put it in there, and I'm good to go. So that's one of my suggestions on the 5 to 7 days. In addition, packing, especially for people that like to dress up and have different outfits and everything else like that. How long of a cruise are you going on, right? Are you going to have access to laundry? And if you're not, I mean, how many times are you going to dress up? How many outfits do you need, right? There are so many people that tell me how badly they overpack. And, honestly, I guess if you're driving, it's not as big of a deal. But if you're flying, I can tell you that, well, unless you fly Southwest, you get 2 bags for free on Southwest. That's why so many people like Southwest Airlines. But most airlines, they're charging you. They're charging you $35 a bag, $45 a bag, $50 a bag. And then if you go overweight, then they're charging you a whole bunch of money extra on top of that. They're asking you to pull stuff out of the bag to make, the weight and things like that. It's a pain in the butt. So if you can, pack strategically, you can make sure that you have all the outfits and all the clothes that you want to wear. And I can almost guarantee you still will have a couple things that you didn't even wear during your cruise. And this is if you, pack smartly and, don't overpack and everything else like that. And then the other thing is too, most cruise ships, and you need to check this before you go, but most cruise ships, have laundry on board. So you could pack a lighter bag and, do some laundry halfway through. People aren't, especially when you're wearing beach attire and things like that, most of the time, the only thing people might remember you in is your formal outfits and stuff like that. Everything else, you could probably wear a second time. So you could wash it after you use it. And then that way you don't have a big giant bag and things like that. Honest to God, I used to be able to cruise with a carry-on bag and a backpack, and I would have all my clothes, and you could just do laundry in between. For those people that are platinum or diamond on Carnival or any cruise line where you get free laundry, you especially don't need to pack as much, because you can do laundry and, like some of your shorts and things like that. You can wear those more than once. It's not a rule that you have to wear that only once. So let me go through and read some of the comments here. And people still talking about the weather. Cruise Life TV says, pack your bag and then take out half. See, now that is that might be a good idea, honestly. To pack everything you think you need and then say, okay, of this, what could I live without? And then you'll probably end up with a bag that, has the must that you have, and you don't have too much stuff in after that. So yeah, I like that. I like that Cruise Life TV. And Lonnie says I do that. So, or I don't know whether you're responding to Cruise Life TV or if you're responding to something that I said. Maybe you're responding to something I said because you're laughing about it. I keep a cruise suitcase packed. I like that. And you know what, Heather? And it's funny she mentions that because I was thinking about doing that. And I am guilty of this. And I think a lot of us are. Is you get excited for your cruise and you start buying cruise wear, cruise clothes, and you're on Amazon or wherever you're ordering clothes from, and you order extra stuff that you really don't need. You have it already, but you get excited for that cruise, so you start ordering stuff. But yeah, things like your must that you're going to wear, your undergarments. Like if your casual shorts, certain t-shirts, things like that. I think you could probably have a bag 75% packed and then not even need those clothes for your daily wear. I guess unless you're living somewhere like Florida where it's warmer, usually all the time. But even this time of year, I know you all get cold when it's 60 degrees out. So that you wouldn't even wear that then. So yeah, that's a good idea. And then Cruise Life TV says we have a packing list, works great for us. And you know what? Honestly, that's not a bad idea, especially if you cruise a lot. You can say, if it's a 7-day cruise, hey, 7-day cruise, I need to bring X number of this and X number of that. And then you figure out, by the end of the cruise, like, okay, wore everything once, had just enough, didn't overpack. And that's a great idea. So Cruise Life TV is coming out with the ideas today. Maybe you guys should have done the show today. All right. Kimberly Lovell is talking about the snow. Wow, Dave, you have more snow than me here in Michigan. And yeah, that is crazy because it's not snowing here in Chicago. It's cold as you know what, but we don't have snow. So Florida, you are getting more snow than Chicago. How do you like them apples? You probably don't like those very much. Tammy says we have a list of things we always pack and add anything we need for excursions. Great idea. Great advice. Chris Moss says always, always, always have a packing list. Great advice. Tim says I pack the night before and the day we leave. Admin Tim, we're supposed to be giving good advice here. You're the admin of Coach Cruise. So packing the night before, don't listen to Tim on that one. Listen to all these other people saying have a packing list and all that. That's more sound advice. Okay. Together we travel. Welcome to the show. Brad H. Cruising since 1985. Still overpack. Slow learner. Well, you know what, Brad? And just going back to what I said earlier, it never fails. Like I think I'm getting pretty good at this whole packing thing. And just like the last cruise, like I looked and I was like, I don't think I wore either of these t-shirts. I have some corny t-shirts and things like that I like to wear. And then, I seriously, I'll pack a couple pairs of workout shorts thinking to myself, I'm going to work out at least twice. So the last 3 cruises I've been on, I had every intention of working out, 3 times or more. And I'm thinking like, okay, so the sea days, I can work out all these different sea days, right? Port days, those can be challenging because, a lot of times you're getting there in the morning. So I don't hold myself to port days. But in my mind, I think like, okay, sea days, you don't have to get up for anything. So you could get a workout in. And usually if I am going to work out, it's at the beginning of the cruise when I've got my plan in my head, how everything's going to be laid out. And this last cruise, I worked out 1 time. The cruise before that, 0 times. And the cruise before that, 1 time. So, and I'm somebody that works out quite regularly. So those of you that are cruisers that are getting into the gym more than 1 time, I commend you and salute you because I have every intention of doing that. And usually I fail. So for those of you that are that disciplined, God bless you. All right. Tammy says, we have a friend that does not bring a suitcase. He flies and uses the laundry service. Oh my goodness. Now that's taking it to another level. Carnival Cruise Addicts, we just use bounce spray and it smells fresh and clean. All right. Hey, that's Brad's job. You're taking Brad's jokes there. Frankie Floyd, we keep some things always packed, but I'd say finish at 5 days. There you go. Good deal. Sean Abel is back once again. Hi, Coach. Love your recent cruise videos. And thank you for that, Sean. And yeah, I have released, and I've been trying to get a little bit better about editing and getting stuff out a little quicker. I just released the bar crawl video today. So if you haven't seen the bar crawl video, I know a lot of you like the bar crawl videos and such. So, go check that one out. Angie says, I keep most of my cruise clothes together in my closet. Very good. Lonnie says, no one notices what you wear in Carnival. That's why I love it. I was responding to packing last minute. Yeah, and Lonnie, honestly, I pack multiple pairs of cargo shorts. I love wearing cargo shorts on the cruise. One, they're shorts, but I usually have buttons and stickers and little lights for drinks and things like that I carry around with me and I just give away. So that's one of the biggest reasons I like to wear those cargo shorts. But I mean, cargo shorts are usually like a tan or a darker color, a gray or something, something that doesn't really stand out. So I feel like you could bring like 2 pairs of cargo shorts and wear a different one every other day, and nobody would even notice that you only wore two pairs of cargo shorts. I usually bring like 4, and then, I have laundry service because I'm diamond and stuff like that, and I'll wash them in between. But in reality, I could probably get away with wearing 2 and nobody would even know. Brad says undergarments. Yeah, undergarments, you want to make sure those are clean. But, you got some jeans or a pair of cargo shorts that, you obviously didn't sweat in or anything like that. You can probably get away with wearing those a second day. And controversial cruises in 5 days. But Scott, I believe, is out in Arizona. So I don't think Scott's cold anyway. So Scott, I don't feel too sorry for you. The rest of us are suffering from snow and negative temperatures and things like that. And then you get to go on a cruise in 5 days and you live in Arizona. It's not fair. Not fair. Carnival Cruise Addict says we always bring extra socks and underwear for days when it gets moist. Yes, that's important. Tricia, a lot of packing tips. So those of you that came in for packing, or those new cruisers that might be watching this on replay, we got a lot of good advice here. Tricia Nichols says we keep our suitcase packed when cruising during the winter. Only need toiletries, don't need cruise clothes when it's 21 degrees. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Danny D is back. And Danny D, I'm glad to see that you are in the chat. Danny D thought she was blocked or something. I said, hey, no, I didn't block you. And so, yeah, I guess there was a glitch in the matrix. Chris Moss, I keep all my cruise outlets, extension cord and stuff packed and keep stored in my cruise tub. Yeah, that's a great idea. I have all my cruise stuff for the most part in this little tiny room. I've had a couple of you all, I know Yoli and Andrew have been here. A couple others of you have been to my home out there. And they said, oh, we got to see where you film Coach Cruise and everything. And I show, I'm just, you wouldn't be impressed. Okay. This is a little bitty room. And you come in here and be like, oh, this is it. I'm like, yeah, this is it. Sorry to disappoint. But I like I said, I've said this before, but I'm touching a wall there and I can't touch the wall on this side, but I'm probably only about 1.5 feet away from it. So that's how small it is. And then I probably got about 3 or 4 feet in front of me before I get to another wall. So it's like a small office here. All right. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down. Wow, there are a lot of comments. And you know what? Let's see. Frankie Floyd says, we've been on so many cruises, and I always tell my wife not to overpack, and she ends up wearing some of my T-shirts. Okay, that's funny. All right. Well, you know what? I scrolled through. Oh, and we got Yoli. I just mentioned Yoli. Did Yoli come out? I didn't see. I saw you mention her name, but oh yeah, there she is. Okay. Hey, Yoli, what's up? I just mentioned you. And yeah, Yoli and Andrew, they've been in the office. They can attest to how small it is. All right. Let's move on. And again, there's a lot of great advice. So if I went past a great tip, those of you that are watching this on replay, hopefully you go through some of these comments and see some of the great advice that I didn't already mention. All right. Okay. So ports. Let me take a drink before we get any further along here. While I was taking that drink, did you all notice my new addition here? If you've been watching the new videos, you know what those little hands are about. They were a hit. Gentleman named PJ with the one arm. I mentioned him, I think, a couple times in the show last week. But he cruises all the time. And he brings these little hands. And Erin was with me, and he gave her a couple of these little hands. And I swear to God, it was like, a 10-year-old. I don't even know what grade 10-year-olds are in, but she just had the most fun with these little hands. I mean, obviously drinking was involved, but then I took a couple of the lights that I bring and I put them in the little hands, and then that just set it off. So then the little hands were lighting up and glowing, kind of like my thing back there. And I mean, it became, not just her, but so many people. And I have to admit, there was one night where I even had my little pair of hands there, and had been drinking a little bit, and I started to enjoy messing with them. I put my little hands around a glass to, try to lift it up. It was probably dangerous. I didn't actually pick it up, but yeah, the little hands were fun. I know Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. She said, there it is. I was about to say that, and I look, and then there it is. And she says they creep me out. So most of the people thought they were funny, but I could see how they would creep somebody out. So I get that. All right. Championship cruiser, ports. How can you be a championship cruiser when it comes to ports? What are you going to do? All right. So my advice for being a championship cruiser when it comes to ports is you should know where you're going. And, I know a lot of the cruise directors make a joke of this. Mark Q, our most recent cruise director, he was making a joke of, some of the guys and how they didn't know where they were going or what they were doing or anything like that on the first day of the cruise. But you should, especially if you're the one that's kind of in charge of planning things. If you're not in charge of planning, I guess it's not that important, but somebody has got to plan things out, because when you're going to some of these ports, if you're on a 7-day cruise, 7-day cruise, you might only be going to 3 ports. So you want to maximize your fun in those ports. I mean, most of these places are tropical and beautiful. And, sometimes it might be the only time you ever go there, or maybe it'll be the only time you go there for years, and you want to get the most out of that particular port. So you want to research the different excursions. You want to research the different beaches and things like that. And you want to, do something that you're going to find memorable. And not only research the excursions, but, look at your entire itinerary. There might be one place that is known for their beaches. Well, if you had planned to go to the beach in at least one port, and one of those 3 ports stand out for their amazing beaches, well, don't book an excursion there. Make that a point to do the beach in that particular excursion. And then maybe the other 2 ports, you decide you want to do an excursion. For example, San Juan, they don't have the most beautiful beaches, in my opinion, by comparison to some place like Grand Turk or St. Thomas or St. Martin or somewhere like that. If I'm going to any one of those 3 ports, St. Thomas, St. Martin, Grand Turk, the beach is probably going to be included in what I do that day. Not to say you couldn't go on a catamaran or anything like that, but they have so many beautiful beaches. I'm going to pick a different place. Amber Cove I've been to a decent beach, but you got to drive a ways off to get to it in Amber Cove. The waterfall excursion, though, if nobody's done the Dama Agua waterfalls in Amber Cove, that's a place where I would do an excursion over the beach because there's going to be better beaches other places. So that's why I say do your homework and see, plan your itinerary out so you can maximize that cruise. Now, beyond that, speaking of excursions, price shop. Now, some people are of the mindset like, oh, I only book through the cruise line. Okay, only book through the cruise line. And you're like, okay, well, why should I price shop then? Because almost every cruise line has an excursion guarantee. Carnival, for example, gives you 110% back of the price. So, for example, that Dama Agua waterfalls is a good one. If you book through Carnival, I think the Dama Agua waterfalls are somewhere, let's just say $100 per person. All right. And you can find that same excursion and do the same thing through other vendors for like $60. So they will give you 110% back of the difference. So if they're charging, $100 and you find it for $60, you're going to get $40 back per person for that particular excursion. So if you have a family of 4, it costs you $400 through Carnival, but you found it for $60. You send them a URL code and they're this shore excursion guarantee form or whatever via online, and they'll get back to you in a few days and say, congratulations, we've determined that, this excursion is pretty much the same thing as ours. So we're going to give you $160 back plus 10%. So they're going to give you $176 in onboard credit because you're going to get $40 of the difference between all 4 people that would take that excursion plus 10% on top of that. And then you can use that onboard credit for whatever you want, go to specialty dining, something like that. So even if you're going to book through Carnival, that's how they do that shoreline guarantee to make sure that you book through them. It still pays for you to do your research and search out some of these other vendors and try to find an excursion that's similar to yours. And then you can get that difference back in onboard credit. So yeah, that's what you want to do. All right. So I see Amy says, really? Wow, that is awesome. I had no clue. Yeah. Shore Excursioneer is one company that I booked through a lot. And yeah, if you go to Carnival, go to the search thing and type in shore excursion guarantee, something like that, and it'll pop up the form. And then, like I say, just go to your ports and, type in, Amber Cove cruise excursions or Grand Turk cruise excursions, things like that. And then even if it's an all-inclusive beach, like Grand Turk, for example, they have an all-inclusive beach through Carnival, and it was great. Just went on it this most recent cruise. But there's probably other all-inclusive beaches, and if you can find one cheaper that offers pretty much the same thing for the same, catamarans are a good example. Carnival has a catamaran in almost every cruise port, right? And they might charge, say, $90 through Carnival, but if you find one for $60 someplace else, and you're like, nope, but I want to book through the cruise line, again, that's a $30 difference. You'll get $30 onboard credit plus 10% of that, so $33 onboard credit, because that's the difference between the cruises. So yeah. And Carnival Cruise Addict says, if you book through the cruise line, the ship waits for you if you were late. And that is true. And that's one of the reasons why people will only book through the cruise line. But again, I'll say this again because it's important you can still book through the cruise line. Book every excursion you want to book through the cruise line, and then start shopping for deals from vendors. So basically, it's just a way to guarantee that you're getting the lowest price, and you will get that difference back in onboard credit. Brad 8 says, what do you think about last-minute excursions offered by vendors just outside the ship? So here is a good question. And those of you that saw my recent video for Aruba, where I got detained by police, all the people that were pro only book through the cruise lines were like, see, that's why you only book through the cruise lines. And I'm going to tell you, even after that experience, I will still have no problem booking with outside vendors. The only time that I've ever gone with an outside vendor and it's been like a close call is I did a private fishing charter. And, I told the guy, he spoke broken English. And I said, about how long is it going to take to get back to the ship, And he's like, 45 minutes or whatever. And it was about an hour from when we needed to be back. And I'm saying, well, we should probably think about getting going pretty soon. And, the guy's like, okay, I don't know if he fully understood me. But anyway, his fishing boat took longer than expected. And we got back a little late. It wasn't like crazy late or anything. They weren't like getting ready to pull the gangway up. But, definitely could qualify as a pure runner. It's an eerie feeling when you get back to the cruise port and how they have all the souvenir shops and everything there and nobody's there. It's like you're running through that city and it's like, where is everybody? Where'd everybody go? But you're going through that group and there's nobody like looking at souvenirs or anything like that. And you're like, oh my God, and you're just hurrying up to get back. But yeah, I've always been one to book through outside vendors. And then here's the other thing. So I use that shore excursion guarantee form. And you might be like, well, if you're going to get the money back in onboard credit, why don't you just book through the cruise line all the time and just do that all the time? And here's the reason. So some of you have been on those cruise excursions. And what do they do on some of those cruise excursions? You are packed. I mean, it is packed. They sell every little ticket and they pack the boats or they pack the excursion, they pack the buses. There is no room to spread out or anything like that. Sometimes a lot of these outside vendors, they're fighting for your business, right? And so take a catamaran, for example. You might have a catamaran that fits 100 people with your cruise line. And guess what? It's going to go out with 100 people. You book the same size catamaran, with an outside vendor. They don't have, they're not selling to 5,000 passengers or whatever. They're just going through online and trying to book as many as they can, from your cruise line. So that same 100-person capacity catamaran, you might have 50 or 60 people on it. And you're getting the same experience. You might get, a better lunch. You might get an extra hour, excursion, something like that. So there are cases. Oh, and I talked about the waterfalls, the Dama Agua waterfalls. So Carnival, I don't know if they're still doing this, but I'd heard they're not allowing people to jump off the waterfalls in Dama Agua. And that's like one of the coolest excursions ever. But if you book through an outside vendor, you can jump off the waterfalls. But if you book through Carnival, at least at last report, they'll only let you slide down the waterfalls, through these little, man-made kind of carved out slides they put at the side of the waterfall. And some people are like, hey, that's cool with me. I'm scared to jump anyway. But if you're somebody that wants to jump, you don't even get that opportunity through Carnival. So, somebody that's more of a thrill seeker, they might be like, hey, I don't want to book through Carnival on that one. I want to jump off the waterfall. Well, there would be your reason to do it. So yeah. Cruise Life TV says, love the falls. And Carnival Cruise, look with a comedy day. Brad H. I mean, you're being replaced here. I mean, do you have some jokes for us or something? Normally, Brad is the one that's hitting the jokes, but Carnival Cruise Addicts, that's at least two good ones, two little zingers that they threw out there. So don't go chasing waterfalls. I know you got something, Brad. You're going to be going to Australia soon. Well, you got to throw a couple of jokes at us. So. Brad's just asking like real questions and stuff. It's throwing us off. All right. Yeah. Controversial cruising. And I did the match game thing for the first time. And I learned about sausages. So controversial cruising says, do go chasing sausages. And that was one of the correct answers, by the way. Yes, Tricia says we're not allowed to jump if you book through Carnival. Danny D says, don't almost get arrested. That's good advice too. Don't almost get arrested. Okay. All right. So we got ports, we got excursions. Compare price, shoreline guarantees. Okay, so my next idea for being a championship cruiser are your parties, your theme parties, your deck parties, things like a bar crawl, for example, a slot pull, a meet and greet, a cabin crawl. There are all these events that you can do. What you want to do, and it's one of my number one cruise tips, is you want to go on Facebook, and whatever your next cruise is, if some of you didn't know this, you can go on a Facebook right now and you could type in the name of your cruise ship, the date that it's sailing on. And if it's within 6 months of your cruise, I can almost guarantee you there will already be a cruise page for it. And, as you get closer to your cruise date, there's going to be separate events outside of the ship planned for that said cruise. So my bar crawls that I host, for example, there are a lot of people on the cruise ship every time that know nothing about it because they're not on the Facebook cruise page. The ship doesn't advertise, oh, Coach Cruise is having a bar crawl if you want to join him. No, so it's word of mouth unless you're on the Facebook cruise page. So, for example, March 22nd, there are 2 Carnival Jubilee Facebook cruise pages, and both of those I have the Coach Cruise bar crawl listed. So anybody that knows Facebook and they know about this, they can go on there and be like, oh my God, yeah, I totally want to do this bar crawl. And they can sign up for it and plan to be at it and all that. Now, aside from that, you have your planned events. So you have your deck parties, and it's always a lot of fun. I always see every time people dress up for like Carnival's Rock and Glow party. They'll wear some 80s outfits, and then they'll wear like neon clothing so it glows and stuff. And then Carnival's passing out those glow sticks and all kinds of stuff. And people are, dancing to 80s music with their 80s attire on, and they make a big night of it. And it's a lot of fun. And they're just enhancing the fun. I've also been on cruises where almost every cruise you're going to have a white night. And I've been on cruises with people, that I've met, and, it's white night or whatever. And they're like, oh, I didn't even pack anything white. And you don't have to pack anything white. As a matter of fact, my white shirt had a stain on it, so I couldn't even wear it. So I ended up being opposite. I went all black to the white night. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not like you can't go to white night if you're not wearing anything white. But, it makes you feel a little bit better if you're dressed for the occasion, right? So you want to make sure on your particular cruise that you go through and like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I need to pack, an outfit for that. Cruise Life TV, they're great at this, right? These theme nights. They did a booze cruise or, like a Halloween theme, and they had a different dress up outfit for every day. They were showing us pictures. One of their famous ones is they dressed up like John Heald and Christine Duffy. And there's actually some people that thought they were actually John Heald and Christine Duffy and were taking pictures with them and stuff like that. So, you definitely want to plan for those events. And aside from, planning for themed events and things like that, just plan out your daily itinerary, right? You can do that early in the day. When you wake up, you're having your coffee or, at breakfast or whatever, you look at all the day's events or whatever. And I know Carnival Hub, that's a really good one, but most of these cruise lines have really good apps that you can use on the ship. And you can kind of highlight like how you're going to plan out your day. Like, okay, we have dinner at this time, and then there's this show that I want to go see. And then there's late night comedy. And you want to be strategic. I haven't been to the piano bar yet. I want to make sure I go check out the piano bar this night or something like that. And then you can plan out your day to make sure you're maximizing the fun and hitting as many things as you want to, because your cruise only lasts 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, 8 days maybe, and you get off the ship and you'll say, oh, I really want to do this, 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 and this, and I didn't do any of that. So you want to make sure you plan it out to do the things that you want to make sure you hit. Okay, Amy says, do you pack clothes specific to the party themes? I never have. I personally, I haven't gotten too much into the deck party. For example, I've never packed a 80s night. I have started to pack for white night. I mean, that's just a matter of having some white shorts and a white shirt, and then boom, you're done. You can do white night that way. I have seen, like I said, a lot of people pack for the 80s night. Some of them go all out. They'll wear like um, the workout, the women with the tights and the leggings, and what are the furry things on the legs, leg warmers or whatever, that were popular in the 80s, and the colorful headbands and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, in the big hair and everything, and it's fun. I mean, I enjoy. That's a great day for people watching, that rock and glow party, and seeing all the people really get into the event and stuff. And I know, like, a lot of people love the Halloween cruises for that reason, seeing everybody dress up, in different Halloween costumes and stuff. Personally, like I said, the only thing that I've done in the way of dress up is like dress up like Roaring Twenties. The Carnival Horizon has a show called Vintage Pop, where everybody dresses up, like Roaring Twenties. So on the night of that show, one cruise, I remember dressing up like Roaring Twenties kind of outfit, and then we were taking pictures with the dancers and stuff like that in their 20s attire, and that was fun. And then a couple times now on New Year's Eve, we've done a Roaring Twenties New Year's Eve theme. And on the Carnival Breeze about 3 years ago, we got it big. Mike Abear, Lido Tito, he's been on here a few times. He's a big island timer, though. But he actually started the event, and we probably had, I mean, there was probably easily over 100 people throughout the ship that were dressed up like Roaring Twenties. And I would say it's probably more like 150. And some of the outfits were spot on. I mean, it looked great. I mean, you can go back in my video library and you can actually find that New Year's Eve thing where everybody was dressed up in the 20s. And I took a lot of pictures, and some of those outfits were just really, really fun and really great. And, I did one on the Carnival Celebration as well, where I, tried to get people to dress up. And we had a group of, I would say, about 30 plus that were all in like Roaring Twenties attire. Yoli and Andrew, I know, were part of that group. And that was just about a little over a year ago. And that was a lot of fun as well. So, yeah, I mean, so yes and no to that question. All right. Brad H says, especially packing things for Carnival Splendor 80s night. Okay, there we go. Carnival Cruise Addicts, we brought 80s clothes and even a hair crimper. All right. Carnival is such a rebel. Yes, I know. Brad H, hoping my mullet wig shows up before we leave. There we go. Okay, Brad's getting warmed up now. Cruise Life TV is the best at outfits. Yep, that's what I was just talking about. Frankie Floyd, I always do the slot pull, and I'm waiting to do a bar crawl with you. Yes. And look at here. We got Kimberly Lavelle to help with postage costs. Kimberly, postage is always covered. Thank you so much for saying that. But I absolutely, and the postage is expensive, but it's not quite that expensive. But thank you so much, because let's write you down, and hopefully you win another shirt here. So that makes you 47 through 76, which means we are only 24 away from giving away a shirt today. So if we get 24 last minute, and remember, anybody that for example, Rick, Trisha, Rick W., the Texas Cruiser, and Carnival Cruise Addicts, they all rolled over from last week. And so far this week, we added Min, Tim, Shane, and now Kim doing super chats. And if we don't hit 100 this week, if we don't get those last 24 by the end of the show, then all of those will carry over to the next week until we hit 100, and then we give away a shirt. So there's never a week where you're going to miss out. I know Brad H., for example, did one, and his carried over, and then he wasn't with us for a couple weeks, but he had won. And I was like, hey, Brad, you won, And so he won even though he wasn't watching the show that day. So yeah, you don't have to be present to win. So it's not one of those things where like you got to watch every week to make sure that you win. I'm usually pretty good about letting you know, and then even if I don't send you a message directly, next time I see you on the show, it's usually like, hey, you won this week or whatever. So all right, let's move along here. Oh yeah. So I gave Amy and Aaron so much crap about this. They met me after, you know, they met me after the bar crawl, and so they did a slot pull. And the funny thing is, Aaron, I don't know about Amy so much in terms of gambling, but I think that's what it was. So Amy's son Logan, they weren't sure whether he'd be allowed on the bar crawl, which I mean, there's no like bar, but I do understand you have some bars where it's 21 and over in most places, right? So they weren't sure about that. I think that was the reason, the reason that made sense anyway. But yeah, so I gave them so much crap because like Aaron, she doesn't even like to gamble. So it's like she was upset about losing $10. And I'm like, and then you guys missed my bar crawl. So I gave him a lot of crap for that. But Aaron's been on several, and Amy's on a cruise, the March Carnival Magic. So I do believe she'll be on her first one then. So we'll make up for that. Carnival Cruise Addicts, they're talking gambling again. Big surprise. We'll only do high limit slot pulls, 100 or more. Let's go. That's why they're, I don't even know, is it Epic? Wait, Elite? Epic. Is it? No, it's not Epic. What is the term? Carnival Cruise Addicts is this special term, like only the creme de la creme of casino people get to be called. I thought it was elite. Like I thought that was the highest, and then there's some other word with E. I don't think Epic is it. Yeah, she's like, Liz is from Carnival Cruise Addicts, like, no, it's this. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was elite. And I'm like, oh, elite is the one below us. So they're like the silver spoons of casino royalty. All the casino hosts know them by name. So yeah, they get all the good deals there. Let's see, Brad H. Furry things on women's legs. In fiance's case, it's called hair. There we go. He's back. We got a joke out of Brad. All right. Coach, you looked very dapper in your 20s get up. Yeah, and dapper is a good word. Dapper is a good word for a 20s get up. So yeah, appreciate that. And there we go. Danny D, the spectacular supporter. Let's get you down here, Danny. Danny D is numbers 77 and 78. Okay. Foodies Vacations. Hi, Coach and Carnival Cruise Addicts. What's going on? Foodies Vacation. Kimberly Lovell, I know it's covered. Just an extra thank you to you. Oh, okay. Well, thanks so much once again, Kimberly. Very sweet. No doubt. Good thing I have a comfy couch. Danny D, thanks for helping out. Yes, it was my pleasure. And Danny D, what was the final amount raised for Helping Hands for Cruising? I'm sure you know. Linda says, how are you doing today? I'm doing just great. And look at that, Cruise Life TV. They're awesome people. And what did they do? I think they got us right where we needed to go. 22. Yep, that's it. That is exactly what they did. So that makes 79. So that means you are 79 through 100 on the dot, Cruise Life TV. And I forgot to do Kimberly's. Kimberly, there's something, I don't know what it is, but I didn't forget this time. It just took me a while. We got to take care of Zoe twice, and we got to take care of me. Thank you to both Kim and Cruise Life TV for making this happen. And Zoe heard her name, so she's standing right by her chair here. And we are going to start off with Kim. Here's your treat right here. Give a big high five for Kim. And she was over there napping. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? She said, thank you. And then we got one more for when she finishes that for Cruise Life TV. But before, I will be doing a shot courtesy of Kimberly. And thank you so much for that. And then we'll be doing that shirt drawing in just a second here. But cheers and thank you once again. Warming me up there. And let me get this shot for Cruise Life TV, who got us to 100 on the dot. And so that means we get to do this shirt drawing. All right. So how this works is anytime anybody gives even $1, you get assigned a number. All right. If you give $5, you get assigned 5 numbers. Once we reach 100, if it matches your corresponding number, you win the shirt. Okay. So for example, Rick had done a $5 super chat, and that got us from 97 to 100. So he still had 1 carried over. So he started the next group of, it never goes over. Like, you know, if you do go over with your super chat, you just start a new thing. So Rick is number 1 from last week. Then we have Trisha, numbers 2 through 6. Rick W., the Texas Cruiser, is 7 through 11. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 12 through 26. Now this week, we have Admin Tim, 27 through 41. Shane, 42 through 46. Kim, 47 through 76. Danny D, 77 and 78. And Cruise Life TV, 79 through 100. And Zoe's already ready for her Cruise Life TV treat. And high five for Greg and Michelle getting us to 100. What do you say? She says thank you. And I am going to say thank you for my treat as well. Greg and Michelle, thank you. All right, so let's see who wins the shirt of those people I mentioned. Let's get the phone ready. Okay, so you see it has nothing on the top there. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. 32. Let's see who 32 is. And guess what? Admin Tim, he has numbers 27 through 41. 27 through 41. So Admin Tim has won the shirt this week. So congratulations, Admin Tim. Thank you to everybody from last week and this week. Rick, Trisha, Carnival Cruise Addicts, Tim, Shane, Kim, Danny, and Cruise Life TV. All of you, thank you so much for supporting the channel and helping out. And congratulations, Tim. Yeah. Amy says Logan is coming this time. Kitty cocktails all around. Yeah, and that's the thing too. So if anybody goes with me on a cruise, you know, we've had a number of kids. I wouldn't say like a lot, but we've definitely had kids that have followed along on the bar crawl, and it's totally fine. Like, I mean, the adults, yeah, we get silly and we get goofy, but nobody gets inappropriate, I would say. And then I know some of you are probably thinking like, hey, coach, we saw the thumbnail to your bar crawl video and that looks kind of inappropriate. But that's the joke of it. It looks inappropriate, but it's really not. And if those of you don't know what I'm talking about, I have one contest that I do, and I might start adding some new contests if there's something quick that doesn't take too long. You know, that we can do, and it adds to the fun of the bar crawl. We might do it. So the Suck My Beer contest is a lot of fun because it looks inappropriate. I mean, I have that kind of warped sense of humor, kind of like Brad and Brad H. And it just, I don't know, it's just funny to me. So somebody is down on their knees and their partner has a pint of beer in between their legs, and then everybody gets a big old straw, and you have to suck the beer through the straw. And the first person to completely empty their glass, to suck that beer all the way down to where there's nothing, that is the winner. And Carnival has been so nice as to give me ships on a stick, much like this one. And Carnival Magic will be a cruise in July, and I got an extra one for that one. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you watch the video, or if you haven't watched the video, then you can check that out. I believe Brad needs to do some shots. I did. Yeah. I did your shot. Look at that. Here we go. We got Chris Moss says, I love the bar crawl. And I love that Chris is getting us started for our next round of t-shirts. So Chris, we're probably not going to get to 100, but you are numbers 1 through 10. And again, you carry over for next week. And you definitely high five for Chris. You want this treat? Say thank you. All right. She said thank you. And Chris, since it is so late in the show, normally it's a $15 super chat that I do a shot for, but because that one is so late, we're going to do another one. Plus, it's extra cold, like 0 degrees, so we might need a little more warming up here. But a late super chat gets a shot here. So thank you for that, Chris. He loves the bar crawl, and I definitely do too. Oh, Danny D says, I think we raised $4,500. So Healthy Hands for Cruising. What that does, and Cruise Life TV, Carnival Cruise Addicts, Controversial Cruising, that's, we all went on the show, the match game Friday night, and then I did a separate show on Saturday to raise money. And some of you, I know Kimberly was one of the people that was donating to that cause. It's to basically put people on a cruise that would never be able to go on a cruise, financially and just restricted in certain ways. And so it's a blessing to be able to, give such an amazing experience to, a group or a family that would otherwise never have that opportunity. And they showed some videos. I know the intro videos Friday night showed a little bit of that. And it's a really cool charity. I mean, obviously there's so many great charities out in the world. And, that's a really cool one, because it's obviously catered to cruising, which is something we all love. So we could kind of, and I like that too. Like anytime I go with somebody or if I meet somebody that's on their first cruise ever, it's almost kind of like you live vicariously through them a little bit. Like you like, oh, what do you think? Whatever, like whenever I go on somebody, the cruise for the first time that I know, and I see them walking on the ship and then them looking around and just in awe at how big everything is. And like, this is really a ship, like, or just even coming up to the ship, if they've never seen a cruise ship up close before, just, how gigantic it is and just how they can't even believe, there's something that big and floats and things like that. So yeah, that's really cool. 2 shots from Kimberly. What? Wait a minute. Did I miss? Oh, no. No, it's 15 or over. Like I don't do, yeah. Look at Carnival Cruise Addicts. They're always trying to put me on the floor. Yeah, no, I mean, if somebody wants to really get me, like if Kimberly had Carnival Cruise Addicts mindset. So see, Liz and Chris, they like to see me slurring my words and stuff by the end of the show. So Kimberly did a $30 super chat. So, I mean, 30 divided by 2 is 15. $15 would be 2 shots, right? So that's why they're saying I should do 2 shots but it's $15 or over. So if I, they're trying to put me on the ground is what they're doing. They get chuckles out of seeing me slur my words and, fall on the floor and stuff like that. We raised $46.60 total just checked. Yes. So thank you for that. Yeah, Chris, you're in for next week for sure. I'm scrolling down here. We'll just head to the bathroom during the contest. I mean, Logan could see the contest. It's not, I mean, it like looks. And speaking of, there was my fellow contestant right there. Aaron made it out for a break just in time to make sure you do another shot. All right. So, and see, Chris, you were not the last one. So Aaron is going to be numbers 11 through 30. And Aaron won the Suck My Beer contest, but it was tight. if you go on the video, like I had to watch it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, oh man, I was like, did we award the right person first or whatever? Because like 3 cups go up all at about the same time. I had to like do it in slow motion and everything. Like, who was the rightful winner? I think Erin actually was the rightful winner, because her cup is completely empty, and that's something that honestly that we've had to be very particular about, because with these straws, you got to angle them just right to suck every little bit of beer out of there. Um, and sometimes you end up with just a little bit left in your cup, and then there's people that's been held up their cups and they still have this much left, and then somebody right after them holds up their cup but it's completely empty, and then it's like, I mean, you held yours up first, but you still got this much left, and these other people are like, hey, ours is completely empty, and they're right. So I've made a point now to make sure that I tell people, it's got to be completely empty. So if you see the video, you'll see me explaining that. And then PJ, for example, I think we had one gentleman hold up his cup, but he still had this much left in it. And then PJ's was completely empty, and that's why he won. But Erin, thank you for keeping it going here. All right. And Erin is working a double today. So she's on break and she came out to catch the show. So I love that. Thank you. She says, hi, guys. Kimberly says, Zoe gave me 2 high fives. Yes, she did. Oh, look at that. Carnival Cruise Addicts. They want me. They're gonna try to get me. But I like it. I will take on that challenge. Carnival Cruise Addicts' numbers 31 through 45. Heck, we're halfway to another shirt already. We're only 55 away. So, Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris, here you go, my friends. And do you know, technically, I guess we were on a cruise together once, but we didn't really know each other the way we know each other now. So, we keep talking, Carnival Cruise Addicts and I, that we have to get on a cruise. And Cruise Life TV, obviously, we just did a cruise together. But we got to get on with Carnival Cruise Addicts. And that could be dangerous, though. That could be dangerous. There might be more police involved if Carnival Cruise Addicts and myself get on a cruise together. So there might be more police involved if that's the case. Cruise Life TV, we all experience that. So, but cheers, Liz and Chris. Thank you. And another treat for Zoe. High five for CCA. What do you say? Good girl. All right. We still got comments to get through. Erin says more shots, and I just did it. Cruise Life TV, you need to do a Suck My Beer premiere after the show. Yes, you're the best, CCA. Danny D, you guys are crazy. A little crazy. Do a shot for Erin Holmes since she can't drink at work. Yeah. And Erin, she likes that idea. Yeah, she could do a shot or two, or a beer or two. What am I drinking? Well, this is small batch 4 Roses bourbon. I like 4 Roses. It's good. When I run out of that, I also, if I want to change it up, I have some Old Forester here. But this, because it's a big bottle, it's harder to grab and pour. So, but I have it on backup. But I'm kind of glad we didn't get through that whole 4 Roses, because I actually would be on the floor if that was the case. But I do have some Old Forester there. All right. We got some people saying good night. And guess what? We're almost 15 minutes over anyway. Now, a couple things I didn't get to that maybe we can continue talking about next week. Specialty dining, drinking, is Cheers worth it? Figure it out. For those of you that are drinkers, but you're not crazy drinkers, would something like Cheers or, whatever the drink package be worth it for you? That's something you want to think about, because, I've heard people say, you know what, we didn't think we were that big of drinkers, but we had this and we had that, and then at the end of the cruise, our bill was this, and we figured out if we'd have bought Cheers, we'd have saved this much money and this and that. So that is something that you want to think about. Playlist productions, your entertainment in the evening. I talked a little bit about that, about planning your day out and stuff like that, but that's something that you could do. And then I had some fun questions for you, and I think I will save those for next week. But to give you an example, I was going to ask you all what the correct number of tacos, for example, is to eat over the course of a cruise. So like, what is the correct number? And I was going to ask you to keep going. Carnival Cruise Addict says keep going, and you know what? I will keep going for 90 more seconds. If there's another super chat in here, we'll keep it going. But you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's ask that question. They said keep it going, so we'll do a question. Carnival Cruise Addicts, they just did a super chat, so yeah, we'll keep it going a little bit. All right, so what's the correct number? And I will determine a winner here. Here's the question. You put the number in the comments. And Mark R. Booze Sr. is here. What's going on? What's the correct number of tacos to eat on a 7-day cruise? What is the correct number of tacos? There can only be one winner. I will determine the winner. I have that right as the host of the show. What is the correct number of tacos to eat over the course of a 7-day cruise? Put your number in the comments, and I will determine the winner. Cruise Life TV says 9. Danny D also says 9, so we could have a tie if that is deemed the correct answer. Chris Moss says 28. Carnival Cruise Addict says 14. Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins 7. Tim says 21. Michael Ann says 18. Controversial Cruise at 33. Mark Arbuz 20. This is a 7-day cruise. Okay. 7-day cruise. So if we did 2 tacos every day, if we did 3 tacos every day, that would be 21. Let's see. This is a tough. Okay. Now, I'll be honest. Last cruise, I think I had 6 tacos, but I could have had 9. And, could have done even better. We're going to go ahead and say the correct number, the right answer for the number of tacos that should be eaten over the course of a 7-day cruise is 14. That is the correct answer. Congratulations, Carnival Cruise Addicts, on guessing the right number of tacos that you should eat over the course of a 7-day cruise. Okay, I'll ask one more question unless there's another super chat. And if there's another super chat, we'll ask at least one more question after that. So the next question is, what is the correct number of ice cream cones to eat over the course of a 7-day cruise? Michael Ann says, I do 3 to 4 per plate. Michael Ann, in regards to tacos, yeah, I do 3 per plate. And Erin, who might still be on break, I saw her do a 4-fer. She did a 4-fer. Yeah, she, there was a taco almost falling off her plate, but she was able to squeeze 4 on there. So it can be done. Okay. Carnival Cruise Addicts has started us off with 7 ice cream cones. So that's 1 ice cream cone per day. Cruise Life T says 7. Danny D says 8. So one day they're going to have at least 2. Kimberly Lavelle says 12. Tim says 6. Chris says 6. So they're missing a day. Sandy 5. Michael Ann likes ice cream. She says 20. Tammy says 8. Mark R. Booze says 14. That would be 2 a day. All right. So I'm going to go somewhere in the middle here. The correct answer for the number of ice cream cones that you should eat over the course of a 7-day cruise? The correct answer is 12. Kimberly Lavelle, thank you for that correct answer. The correct answer of ice cream cones or ice cream cups, your choice or a combination of the two for a 7-day cruise, Kimberly Lavelle is correct. The answer is 12. Good job, Kimberly. Way to supply us with that correct answer. And Chris is saying, okay, so we got to ask, we got to do a couple more questions. I'm glad I wrote down a couple more questions here. We're going to put Chris in here, and he's keeping the show going. So we are 46 through 60 now, Chris. Chris is 1 through 10. Aaron is 11 through 30. Carnival Cruise Addicts is 31 through 45. And Chris, again, is 46 through 60. And I have to do another shot. And Zoe, you want another treat? I think you do. But you know what? We'll switch it up. We'll switch it up. Since I've done all these 4 roses, we'll go ahead and do some Old Forester. Chris, since you got 2 shots, we'll give you 1 of each. We did the 4 roses, and now we will do some Old Forester. All right. So, and a treat for Zoe. High five for Chris. All right, what do you say? And that's a hearty thank you. She's still hungry. All right, Chris, thank you for keeping the show going here. We might end up doing a 90-minute show today because we got at least 2 more questions. Ooh, that maybe it was the change up. Man, that one hit. Okay. All right, shot. We did it. Yeah, woohoo, Kimberly. Aaron says, I've only ever eaten 1 ice cream cone, and once it started melting, I threw it away. I think I was there for that. Yeah, I think I was there for that one. Nice, Kim, you won an ice cream cone. Yes. Kimberly, the next cruise you go on, that first ice cream cone is on me. And you know what? The first 3 ice cream cones are on me next cruise you go on. Totally, you tell them, Coach said I get 3 free ice cream, and they'll just say, here's the machine. You go right at it. Matter of fact, a whole cruise full of free ice cream just for you for getting that correct answer. Congratulations. All right. Oh my goodness. I just saw my screen blow up. I haven't got through all the comments to get to it, but I got a feeling we're going to be here a while. Carnival Cruise Addicts. Okay, we're going to get there. Carnival Cruise Addicts says, I want pizza slices. That is one of the questions. Cruise Life TV says, we're doing shots along with you, Coach. Yes. Is Bert in the chat tonight? I love the strawberry. Kimberly, maybe only. And look at that. Sherry, I think, and Sherry, you correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the Legend? So I asked at the beginning of the show, Sherry and Jay, I believe they're still on a cruise ship. I hope they are, because it's snowing, Sherry, in Florida. I don't think it's snowing in Fort Myers, but I know you got to have the heat on at least because you live in the same town as Carnival Cruise Addicts. But I do believe they're on a cruise right now. And Sherry and Jay, they just closed out. We're going to give away our second shirt here. So 61 through 100. And then we're already starting. We are already starting a new thing. So we're going to do a shirt, and then we're going to do a question. But look, let me get Zoe. This is high five for Sherry and Jay, cruising, and they're still watching the show. Yes, that's a big thank you. And thank you so much for that, Sherry. And yes, Sherry and Jay, thank you. And I hope you're enjoying your cruise and enjoying the warm weather while the rest of us are freezing and covered in snow. So that makes it even more special. But Sherry and Jay, thank you so much. And we got a shirt to give away. Before we get to our next question, which will be pizza slices. So get those answers ready. All right. Chris Moss is numbers 1 through 10. Aaron is 11 through 30. Carnival Cruise Addicts is 31 through 45. Chris again is 46 through 60. And then Sherry and Jay, 61 through 100. And they're also numbers 1 through 10. I just did the shot. All right. So you see the phone is empty again at the top there. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. 92. And it went from 32 and then now this one was 92. So guess what? Sherry is the winner. Sherry and Jay, they are cruising right now. They're enjoying like 80-degree weather or better. I forget where you're at. Sherry, if you're still watching, fill us in on where you're at. Let's see. So congratulations, Sherry, on that one. So we had Admin Tim and Sherry and Jay winning the shirt there. Cruise Life TV. So we all heard Coach say, throw ice cream on him. No, yeah, don't throw ice cream on me. You know, I watch Reels in TikTok. There's no more TikTok, right? I think they got rid of that now. So Reels, the Indianapolis Colts have a mascot, and I don't know why I find this so funny, but he just randomly goes up and like cheerleaders and people, and I honestly believe like it's not staged. Like I think that, like you'll see cheerleaders walking out of like the tunnel, with their little pom-poms and everything else like that. And then you'll just see him come out of nowhere and smacks them in the face with a pie, and they're just like so caught off guard. Their reactions look real. So I don't think it's staged. It might be, but I mean, it's good acting if it's not staged. I think he's just like smacking these random people that work for the Colts in the face with a pie. And it's hilarious to me. I would not be opposed. As a matter of fact, I've done that for like pup rallies and stuff like that. I've allowed people to smack me in the face with the pie for, the sake of a pep rally or anything like that. So I'm not opposed to that, but I'm not sure I want ice cream thrown at me. So we'll start with that. Frankie Floyd says, I eat at least 3 cones a day. So 3 times 7 is 21. So Frankie would say that number of 14 was wrong. So yeah, but all right. Tricia says, no, Bert worked 12-hour shift. He's asleep or he would have been doing a shot. Yes, Bert does shots with me. I mean, he confirmed this with me on the cruise. Kimberly Lavelle says, no ice cream alchemy bar. And you know what? That's one of the questions, Kimberly. See, that's why you got a right answer. We think great minds think alike. Chris, I'm drinking my John Watlings right there with you. Awesome. And Sherry Bell, yes, it was the legend that Sherry is on. And who's the cruise director? Is it Jake? Is Jake the cruise director? I don't know. He was the last time, or he told me he was going to the legend. I don't know if he's still on there. Carnival Cruise Addicts. Yes, I completely concur with that thought. We are on our cruise. Yes. I missed my 2 a.m. pizza. Yeah. It's midnight pizza now, and it's before midnight. Don't let look. It's like Cinderella. People race into the pizza line, before the strike of midnight, so they can get their pizza. Otherwise they're shut out. But you get the midnight buffet though. So Sherry is actually sunburned. All right. Hey, you know what? We're snowburned, Sherry. We're snowburned. All right. How much to throw a pie at Coach? Michelle is ready to pay. Sherry says, I'm going to give my t-shirt to Aaron. Oh, that's so sweet of you. And you know what? I am heading down that way this weekend, so I can do that. Myrtle Beach 8. Oh my God. Is this for real? Like, wait a minute. Is this for real? You're kidding me on this one. Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins says Myrtle Beach, 8 to 12 inches of snow. That can't be real. Is that real? Like, you're not like messing with us. That's not like a joke or anything. Seg 183. Hey, sorry I'm late. Just getting in 2 days to go on the Legend for 2 weeks. Yes. Awesome. You know what? Honestly, Seg, I mean, we're just running overtime. That's why you're even here. Lisa says Midnight Buffet sucks. You know what? Eat the French fries, Lisa. French fries and the popcorn chicken or whatever. That's what I did, and it's okay. But the pizza on the Midnight Buffet definitely sucks. I agree with you there, and most of the other stuff. But French fries, you can never go wrong with French fries. Just eat a lot of French fries, and you'll be okay. That's my advice for the Midnight Buffet. Mark R. Booze, 11 days. Me and Miss B are heading to St. Croix on the Venezia. I have not been to St. Croix. I have not been to Bimini. I have not been to Bermuda. Over 50 Carnival cruises. I've not been to those three places, and I'm not scheduled to be in any of those three places on any upcoming cruises. So, yeah, I'm jealous of you for that part. Trisha Nichols, agree, Lisa, all carbs. Cruise Life TV, we get deli food and put it in our fridge for late night sex. Look at Cruise Life TV coming up with all the great tips today. Carnival Cruise Addicts, chips and salsa on Midnight Buffet is good. Here, Carnival Cruise Addicts, one of my favorite videos that they did, and this is because they're like the snobby. You still didn't answer my question, Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris. They're the special E word. It's not epic. It's some other word, Epcot, or it's not Epcot. It's what the heck is that E word? It's not epic. Just tell me, because it's like messing with my mind now. Echo. That's what it is. Echo. Okay. So they're Echo. Most of us have never even heard this term, right? Like, it's for the elite casino players. You know, like the ones that get like 20,000 points in a day. That's Carnival Cruise Addicts. So they get all kinds of free stuff, including unlimited free room service. So they did a special video where they ordered damn near the entire menu of room service. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh, sorry for the kids out there, but it's late enough that maybe no kids are up. Where they, they had like, I don't know, 20 different trays of food. And I'm like, oh my God, they must have spent like $200 on all this food just to make this video. I'm like, that's dedication to the channel right there. Well, if you're Echo, you don't pay for anything. They put 2 big bottles of booze in your cabin. You get free drinks all over the ship. You get free excursion. You get picked up at the airport if you're, flying in or something like that. And there's some other cool stuff. You get probably like $1,000 in free play or more. You get all kinds of free goodies, Carnival swag, all this stuff. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, they can tell you all about it, but you got to be, playing some serious slot time to be getting all that free gear. But Lisa's Echo too. We got another Echo in the house. I need some Echo. Can I get some Echo? Like I need to just be hanging out with Echo people. I was telling, full disclosure here, Liz and Chris, I messaged them the other day and I'm like, you know what? I said, you guys are both Echo. You know what you could do is you could each book separate cabins, because you'd each get them both for free. And then just kind of book somebody in there and then, like switch cabins. So like one of you go back to the other room and then essentially get a free cabin. And you could just auction off that cabin to whoever your best friends are or whatever. So I need some of that Echo love. So yeah, Lisa or Carnival Cruise Addicts, I'm here for you. If you ever want to, take advantage of that great idea I had. So Lisa is Echo too. So you all are, oh goodness. Michelle says shots. We're going to make this a 2-hour show. We're going to end up, and I haven't even got to the question. We haven't got to the pizza slices yet. You are 11 through 25 and you are the last Zoe treat. Zoe, you want one more treat? You got one left. You got one treat left, and then it's beef liver after that. I, however, have plenty of shots left. All right, Zell, come here. Come here. All right. Greg and Michelle, high five. What do you say? Yes, that was a hearty thank you. It was a hearty thank you. And this is a hearty thank you, Greg and Michelle. Thank you for you are numbers 11 through 25 on the next t-shirt drawing, by the way. I see we still have 27 people that want to see me on the floor. It's going to take at least 4 more shots to make that happen. Not happening. I'm strong. I'm going to make it. I don't even think I'm slurring my words that bad. Am I slurring my words yet? Somebody tell me in the comments if I'm slurring my words. I don't think I am yet. Yes, I did the shot. Okay. The casino is my favorite spot. Well, if you are Echo, not Epic, but Echo, then yes, the casino would be your favorite spot. And that's why you get all the cool free stuff. You know, the free drinks all over the ship, free bottles of booze in your room, free excursions when you go to port, picked up at the airport in your private jet, limo, whatever. I want that. I want that. I think all of us want that who are not Echo, like the cool people in this show. Yes. And Carnival Cruise Addicts is saying yes. Exactly. Oh my God. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Sherry needs to be Echo. Sherry, are you Echo? She's won about $4,000 so far on the Carnival Legend. Let's go. Let's go. That's the kind of winning I want to do. When I go to the casino, I want to win $4,000. Carnival Cruise Addicts, they're like, yeah, you know, that's what we want to do like every day. $4,000. Way to go, Sherry. That is awesome. What did you win it on, Sherry? Put in the comments. What slot machine did you win it on? Or what table game did you win it on? We got to know. We got to know. Lisa says, next time I cruise with you, Coach, I'll definitely get you a bottle. Yes. I like that. I like that. And you know what? Sherry and Jay, they actually did that. Sherry and Jay, we went on a cruise together and they hooked it up with a bottle in the room of Woodford, I think it was Woodford bourbon, and that was sweet. That was cool. I felt like a big shot. You know, when there's a bottle of bourbon, like, hey, you know, there's a bottle of bourbon in the room, you know, pour yourself a little pour or whatever. Sherry and Jay, they hooked that up, and then we had dinner together later in that cruise as well, which was awesome. But Lisa, I appreciate that. That will be awesome. Thank you so much for that. Michelle says, nope, no slurring yet. See, you know what? Like I said, it's going to take at least 4 more shots. I got that tolerance. I'm still holding on to that tolerance from the New Year's Eve cruise. I did plenty of drinking on that to, you forgot free Wi-Fi. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, and they get free Wi-Fi too. Yeah. Oh, just all kinds of free stuff. And if they're on an XL cruise, I'm sure they get unlimited rides on the Bolt roller coaster as well. Cruise Life TV says Wi-Fi sucked on the Vista. Oh my God, did it suck? And I paid for it. So as a cruise content creator, they used to give us free Wi-Fi and stuff. For whatever reason, they took that away. So I paid for it so I could go live with you all. I tried to go live one time and it was a disaster. I tried to upload one video and it took the whole cruise to upload. I forgot to contact them. I need to call them and say, hey, you know, I just wasted my $200 on that Wi-Fi. Because yeah, that was, I'm not usually one of those people that's getting in line to complain, but I did on that one. And yeah, I mean, I just wasted my money on that Wi-Fi. Cruise Life TV is not wrong about that. Frankie Floyd, what do I get with my blue card? You get nothing with your blue card except the experience of a first-time cruiser. Like, oh, wow, this was amazing. I want to come back again. That's all you get with a blue card. Lisa says, just a reminder, the perks are not free. Oh, that is 100% true. If you are Echo Carnival Cruise addicts, I'm sure will agree with this. You've probably paid for everything that you're getting and then some. It is nice getting the perks, and especially nice when you win to kind of compensate for some of the stuff you've lost in the past. And Michelle says, love it. Congrats. Sherry says, I get really good perks, as you should. Bert heard his name and is now pouring his shot. Yes. Let's go. I'm trying to get through all these comments here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get to the next question. Sherry's a pinball wizard. Yes, that was a joke, Coach. Wait, Frankie. What do I get with my? Oh, yeah, no, Frankie. I knew you weren't a blue card. I thought, yeah, I knew it was a joke. Maybe he asked for an extra room key. Okay, all right, Bert. Yeah. So next shot, Bert, you gotta do one with me. Just remember that. If we get another shot request, you got to do that one with me. Okay, so per Carnival Cruise Addicts, I did not forget. That just proves that I'm sober. This might end up being a 2-hour show. It's supposed to be an hour. But slices of pizza. What is the correct answer? Now, usually, full disclosure here, I've eaten enough Carnival pizzas that I know that they usually cut it into 4 slices. One pizza cut into 4 pieces. So, what if you know that one pizza, which is about yay big, cut into 4 slices, what is the correct number of slices to eat on a 7-day cruise? Go ahead and put your answers in the comments, and I will tell you what is the correct answer. Just keep in mind that one pizza is about 4 slices when you pick your answers. Okay, so Carnival Cruise Addicts, you don't get a range just because you're Echo Carnival Cruise Addicts. You don't get a range. Look at Carnival Cruise Addicts saying 21 to 28, like they get a range of slices to be correct. You guys don't get a range. You can pick one number. Look at them trying to cheat there. I can't believe that. They must think they're Echo or something. All right. Danny D says 10. Chris says 14. Tim says 28. So that means a whole pie a day is what Tim is saying. Cruise Life TV says 14. Michelle says 28. Frankie Floyd says 12. Carnival Cruise Addicts, okay, they corrected themselves. They said 21. So that would mean they're eating 75% of one whole pizza every day would be the correct number. Kimberly Lavelle says 12. Controversial Cruising, 33. Sherry says 28. So that means one whole pizza every day. Wow. Okay. Carnival Cruise Addicts has changed their answer to 87. I'm not even going to lie. I was seriously giving strong consideration to their answer of 21 as being the correct answer. But now that they've changed their answer to 87, I can tell you that is the wrong answer. So we're going to have to find a different winner. Let's see here. What is... Okay. So... I mean, honestly, this is probably because I'm from Chicago, and I don't think that, the pizza in Chicago is amazing, so I don't think it's quite on the level that you all are putting it on. So I'm going to go with the correct answer being Chris Moss, 14, has the correct answer of number of slices of pizza that you should eat over the course of a 7-day cruise. Keep in mind that you might miss the pizza line someday. Like you might want pizza, and this factored into my decision, seriously. But you remember, it closes at midnight, so you might be too late to get to the pizza line. So because of that, you're going to not get pizza when you wanted to get pizza. And that's why Chris's answer of 14 is correct. 21, before the pizza line started to close at midnight, would have been the correct answer by Carnival Cruise Addicts. But since Carnival has moved back the closing time to midnight, that's why 14 is the correct answer. So congratulations, Chris, on the correct answer of 14 pizza slices. That was the correct answer. Okay. So yeah, good job. Amy says 4 pieces a night before bed. That's a whole slice. That's a whole pizza. That would be 28 slices. Michelle says 2 slices per day, not a bad average if you were doing a late night snack every night. Yeah, 2 times 7 is 14, right? Tim says call ahead. Yeah, Carnival Cruise Addict says that's the correct answer. How many pies they make per cruise? 7. I don't know the answer to that, but the chef on board could tell you. Okay. I said at least 2 more questions. So, I'm going to give you, honestly, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and do it because, yeah. All right. This was the question that hit my heart. Drinks at Alchemy. What is the correct number of drinks that you should have at Alchemy over a 7-day cruise? And I'm going to have to think about this one as your answers come in, because yeah, this one's close to the heart here. So I'm going to need to think about this one. So while you all are putting, Carnival Cruise Addict says 32. That's a good start there. Let's see, 32 times 7. That means, 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 would be 35. I think you're coming in a little low there, Carnival Cruise Addicts. We're talking about number of drinks at the Alchemy Bar over the course of a 7-day cruise. Remember who you're talking to here. Cruise Life TV is, I like where they're thinking, but they also have to remember, though, that the Alchemy Bar doesn't open until like 3, 4 o'clock at night. So that's going to make it difficult to hit that number. But I like where you're thinking. I like where you're thinking there. Okay. What the? Controversial cruising? What you be on? Scott has done lost his damn mind. What do you mean 0? What the? Scott's like obviously been working too long. He's on like the double shift or overtime or something like that. He obviously missed a number before he hit that number 0 there. Tammy says 21. That would be 3 drinks a day. Cruise Life TV says 105. What would 105 be? Divided by 7. Well, 7 drinks a day times 7 would be 49. So that 80. So that'd be 98. That's more than, yeah, Cruise Life TV. Okay. No, that's wrong. Kimberly Lavelle says 75. That would be 10 drinks a day plus a half. That's getting closer. Sherry says 18. Sherry, that's low. That means that over a 7-day cruise, you'd be drinking less than 3 Alchemy drinks a day. So no, can't go with that one. Kimberly says 65. That means almost 10 drinks a day at Alchemy. That's a little heavy. Let's go back through this. Okay. I think I found our winner. They waited. They were strategic. Lisa and Frankie have the correct answer. Frankie concurred. Lisa was the first one. The correct answer for a 7-day cruise for how many alchemy drinks you should have is 45. So 5 drinks at the alchemy a day times 7 would be 35. 6 drinks would be 42. So just a shade over. Some days you'll have a little bit more than 6 drinks. So if you're having an amazing cruise, the correct answer would be roughly around 45. Frankie also had this answer. Trisha is, Trisha, that's a very solid cruise. 6 times, let's see, 7 times 5, that's 5 drinks at Alchemy a day. So Trisha and Bert, I've seen them at Alchemy. I don't know if they do 5 drinks a day, but that's a solid total right there. So 35 to 45, we're saying in that range. So Frankie Floyd, Lisa, Trisha, 35 to 45 is that range, and we're going to go with a high end on the exact number. So yeah, that is the correct answer. Congratulations on choosing the correct answer of alchemy drinks. Amy says on Royal, a pizza is bigger, so 4 pieces is half a pizza. Logan eats at least that much as well, if not more. Okay, well, there you go. Sherry says, almost, I never drink all my drink package. You know what, Sherry? That's fair because I don't even drink all my 15 on all 7 days. And I weigh like 130 more pounds than you. I'm confident. Wait, probably a lot more than that. Probably 140, 150 more pounds than you. So I hope for your sake that you don't come close to drinking what I drink. So yeah, I never drink all of my drink package. If you cruise with me, you would benefit. Yes. And Sherry, I have cruised with you before. So next time we cruise together and I hit my 15, I hope you're sitting next to me and you can hook me up. Just don't tell Carnival that because they're cracking down on it. Amy says 45 for sure now that I know to order the good ones there. Yes. Amy and Aaron were not alchemy. They didn't not fully understand the whole alchemy thing until they met me. That's one thing I'm glad I turned them on to. Michelle, wow, now you're well known at the Alchemy Bar. Yes. Cruise Life TV, more math questions for Coach. A train leaves Chicago at 2 p.m. and travels. Yeah, you all are making me do math. Somebody get me another shot. And yeah, I think we're nearing the end here because there's no more shots to do. My drink is almost done. I will do one more question, and then we're calling it a night, just because we'll come close to 2 hours. Okay. Desserts in the main dining room is the next question. It's not as good as the last question. I understand this, but it's late in the night, and there's still 22 of you. And I hope all 22 of you have hit the like button. And I did just catch myself slurring. So I think that counts as me not slurring because I caught myself slurring. Mark is leaving us. Don't leave, Mark. Please stay. Anyway, desserts in the main dining room. Yes. Carl Cruise Addicts, I just said that. I mean, come on now. I got to get credit for catching myself slurring, right? Desserts in the main dining room. What is the correct number of desserts that you should have in the main dining room on a 7-day cruise? I'm just sad that Mark is leaving us. Mark maybe already has left us. Goodbye, Mark. I wish you'd have stayed. Oh my goodness. Oh, Trisha's got us going. We got to stay. We got to finish out the what is the correct answer questions. I love it. I really do. Trisha and Bert. Yeah. 26 through 45 for the next set of questions. And I got to do another shot. Poor Zoe. But you know what? She's passed out from all the treats that she got anyway. And look at this. Look at how little the bottle is. I think that the bottle was like up to here. And I even took a shot at the Old Forester earlier. But yeah, that's where we are. So we're definitely finishing this. Okay. Zoe, you want like some beef liver? I got some beef liver treats I can give you. Come on up here. We'll give you a bunch of them. I'll give you a bunch of them for your treat. Let me get like 5 or 6 of them here. We got a high five. High five for Trisha and Bert. Sit. High five. High five. High five. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? All right. She said thank you. So Trisha and Bert, she is eating some beef liver because I don't have the big treat to give her because I only brought like 7 or 8 of those and they've all been spoken for. And then Trisha and Bert, and I know Bert's doing a shot with me right now. I forget what shot you're doing. But cheers and thank you. Okay. We're good. We're good. Did I write your name down? Yes, I did. 26 through 45. And we got a bunch of questions. The 19 of you are strong. The few, the proud, the Marines. Do chocolate martinis count? Yes, the chocolate martinis do count. They got alcohol in them. Mark says, "Hey, Mark is still here with us! Yay! Look at that. So we kept Mark. We kept Mark. Mark is still here. Everybody. So you all can't leave since Mark stayed. Nobody else can leave. We're at 20 now. That means 20 have to stay until we end this thing because Mark was leaving and he stayed. Danny D said 17. Okay, so here we go. 9, the correct number of desserts to eat in the main dining room over a 7-day cruise. So Chris is saying 9. He started us off. That would be just barely over 1 a day. Okay, I like where we're going there. 17. That's more than 2 a day. Danny D, the spectacular supporter, said that. Frankie Floyd says 8. It's 1 a day, and then that 1 day, I got to have 2. Sandy is saying 7. Carnival Cruise Addicts is saying 7. I did the shot, Cruise Life TV. Sherry is saying 0. Okay. I'm trying to like every cruise it seems lately, like minimum 15 pounds I'm gaining. It's insane. I think I came back from the last cruise and I'd gained 20 this most recent cruise. So I feel Sherry on this, but I can't not eat dessert. Like I have to because that's just who I am. So I can't say 0. Trisha or Michelle says 14 if you count the espresso martini as a dessert that you drink while you're eating your dessert. I like the thinking there because, like if you're in the main dining room and you order a drink, that's kind of like a dessert drink, but then you have a dessert on top of it. Okay, I like where we're going here. Trisha says 12, 7 at night, 5 for brunch. Okay. Ever since they stopped serving creme brulee, I don't eat. But Sherry, I know for a fact. I know because on this most recent cruise, at least one day, one evening, they do serve creme brulee. So on your Legend cruise, they should have creme brulee at least once over the course of that 7 days. So your answer should be at least once, Sherry. I think. At least if they're not cheating you on the Legend, you should have creme brulee at least once. Lisa says 4. Cruise Life TV. Cheers, Bert and Coach. Thank you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hi, Mark. Okay. let's go back and look at these numbers again and figure out who is the correct response. All right. Chris said 9. Danny D says 17. I think that's a little high because that's more than 2 desserts a day. Frankie said 8. That's a dessert a day plus a second on one day. Sandy and Carnival Cruise Addicts, 1 a day. Michelle, 14. I do like the thinking there with the chocolate and espresso martini. Trisha, I like where she's going. 7 a night, 5 for brunch. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. All right. Here's your correct answer. This was very tight. It was very tight. This one was tough. Your correct answer here is 9. Congratulations, Chris. The correct answer of the number of desserts you should have in the main dining room over a 7-day cruise. I do like that brunch question. That one was difficult. If you factor in brunch, that one. So I would say 9 to 12 or wherever we were. I think 7 and 5 was that. So we're going to say 7 to 12. Who is that? The brunch. Let's go down to that brunch question there. I also like Michelle's 14, counting the espressos. Yes. Trisha, 12, 7 a night, 5 for brunch, because I do like some banana cream pie that they served at the brunch. But then, like brunch, it's only like 2 or 3 days of brunch. So C-day brunch. So you're having like multiple desserts on brunch. But I guess you can do that. Okay. So yeah, we'll go with that. So 9 to 12 range is where we're at. So good job there. Do I have one left? Yes, I do. So, and again, you have to pay for this. So, your answer could be dependent upon factor in that you have to pay for these. But pieces of shrimp. Actually, you can probably get shrimp in the main dining room also on certain days. But pieces of shrimp over the course of a 7-day cruise. We're counting peel and eat shrimp, fried shrimp, whatever kind of shrimp. What is the correct number of shrimp that you should eat over the course of your 7-day cruise? That will be the final question unless we get another super chat, which this show keeps continuing on, even when I think we're done. I'm going to have to probably come up with new questions after this. But so long as there is not another super chat, this will be the final question. All right. So Mark says 70. Carnival Cruise Addict says 45. Cruise Life TV 21. M74 is here. Welcome to the shore. Welcome to the shore. Welcome to the shore, M74. Yeah, I'm slurring just a little bit. Just a little bit. M74 doesn't eat shrimp, so she says none. Mandy is still here. I can't believe Mandy's still. Mandy was the first person here, and she's still here. I'm glad that you commented, Mandy, because I thought you were gone a long time ago. Bring us on. Oh, Cruise Life TV. Well, shoot. You know what? Let's do it. Hold on. Like you're asking me complicated questions, Cruise Life TV. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here. Let's see. Cruise Life TV, StreamYard. Cruise Life TV wants to come on. Let's see. Invite guests. Copy. All right. Greg and Michelle. All right, we're going to see if Cruise Life TV comes on here. They said they'll ask questions. All right, so this is how many shrimp. Sherry says 0, only at home. I'm so picky about my shrimp. All right, we got to figure out. So Mark says 70. Mark's been, I got to say, Mark's been putting good thought into these answers. That would be 10 shrimp a day, would be 70. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, 45. So that's 6 to 7 shrimp a day for Carnival Cruise Addicts. Cruise Live TV, 7. It's only 3 shrimp a day. Mandy doesn't eat shrimp. Tim says 32. 4 times 7 is 28. That's about 4.5 shrimp a day. Danny D says 42. That's 6 shrimp a day. Mandy says 30 for 7. Michelle, 70 pieces of shrimp. That's 10 shrimp a day. Mandy says add Cruise Life TV, and you know what? I just sent them an invite, Mandy, and they have not accepted the invite because they're not popping up on my screen. So Kimberly Lavelle says 56. Okay, Kimberly, you're making me do math. 7 times 8, that's 8 shrimp a day. 8 shrimp a day. 7 times 8 is 56. Mandy says, is working on schoolwork for my master's. I'm old, Mandy, so I already have my master's, but I feel you on that. Once I finish my master's, I'm like, I'm never taking another class again. That's honest to God what I said, and I pretty much held to my word, except for the stuff they make me do. Mandy says, my grad school graduate course is on Legend on Hey! Look at that. That's where I want to have my grad school graduate cruise. Very good. Controversial Cruising says 33. Frankie Floyd says 45. Kimberly says once a day for an appetizer plus 28 piece at the Crab Shack equals 56. Oh, Kimberly's doing math. You won't eat it every day. Trish never had shrimp on the ship. Okay, I'm a little disappointed in Cruise Life TV because they haven't popped up on the screen, and I sent them the invite. So they're liars. They said add them, and they haven't even jumped on the screen. Look at that. This is what they said. Bring us on, and we will ask questions. They're lying. I sent them the invite. There it is. Look, Greg and Michelle, they got the invite sent. They still have not accepted. Liars. Okay. Who's the correct answer here? Number of shrimp. Okay, we had some good answers here. So 6 times 7 is 42. So if you had 6 shrimp a day, that would be 42. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 45. I like that answer. It's a little more than 6 shrimp a day. 42 exactly is Danny D. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Carnival Cruise Life TV decided to finally. Kimberly Lavelle said 56. Seven times 8 is 56. So that's 7 shrimp a day. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 45. Anybody in between 45 and 56? 45 to 56. Carnival Cruise Addicts and Kimberly Lavelle. You are the correct answer for the correct amount of shrimp that you should be eating over the course of a 7-day cruise. Congratulations. You win a free shrimp. Frankie Floyd, he was also correct. He said 45. So he's in that ballpark. Yeah. Kimberly, I had already met. So 45 to 56. Yes. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So we had Frankie Floyd, Carnival Cruise Addicts, and Kimberly were the winners there of the correct number of shrimps. And look at this. Look at this. We have Cruise Life TV, but they're not on stage yet. They have the Wave Show. Oh, wait. No, there they are.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How you doing, Brad?
We're getting
I'm
a little crazy back here in the
semi-intoxicated.
TV lounge.
What is that?
Intoxicated. We are 2 hours and 9 minutes into the show, and we still have 22 viewers, which is amazing.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, you got a great show going on tonight, and Michelle and I are really enjoying it.
I think 2 of those viewers are us, though. So, well, no, we went up to 24. See, since you jumped on, immediately 2 more viewers jumped on because they are like, "Oh my God, Cruise Life TV, of course."
All right, here we are in the flesh.
Here we are.
All right, thanks for that.
Right, so you have more questions for us because I'm running out of questions.
Well, I mean, you're doing great, and really, we're enjoying this show. But so I mean, we do have fun food facts from the Carnival Mardi Gras, which is really interesting. So here's a question for the breakfast lovers. How many pounds of eggs are used in their scrambled eggs? Do you think anybody can guess how many pounds on a 7-day cruise on an XL class ship?
Not eggs.
How many pounds of eggs? Not how many eggs,
Ooh.
but how many pounds of eggs?
I'm gonna guess 1,200 pounds. That's gonna be my guess.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see. Do we have any others in there? Do you see what the answer is? It's You're about a quarter of the way there, Coach.
A quarter of the way.
Well,
after they scramble them.
After it's scrambled. That's a lot of
scrambled eggs.
Yeah. So the we got some answers coming in. 1,500, 1,400 pounds. The correct answer, according to this, is 54,000
pounds. Pounds.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Eggs. Wait, is that eggs or pounds?
No, it says eggs. Pounds
pounds of scrambled eggs. Yes, pounds. So how much? On the scale, what it weighs? 54,000 in one cruise for a 7-day cruise. Yeah.
54,000 pounds of eggs.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I like the one underneath.
Oh, I know. That one. So for the bacon lovers, okay, there's a lot of Coach, do you like bacon?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love bacon? Except if you're vegetarian.
How many how many slices of bacon in a single cruise does the ship put out?
Don't give away this answer too fast.
No, I won't.
So
I'm gonna say 300,000. 300,000 slices of bacon. That's what I'm gonna say.
Have you had a few drinks tonight?
So this is on one ship, not the whole fleet, just one ship.
One ship.
I'm still sticking with my 300,000 slices.
Okay. If they do it crispy enough, I can.
Well, I'm guessing people want to guess under 300,000 based on that. Wow.
My legs would be like this, but.
So. Let's see now.
You said slices, not pounds, because M74 says 50
slices. So you want to go? You want to go through some of the answers that are coming in through, Coach? See what they're saying.
I mean, you go ahead. I mean, M74 says, well, she said pounds. Tim said 1,500. I don't know if he's talking about pounds or slices. CCA says 4,800 slices. Mandy says 5,000 slices.
Then Mandy comes up with another one, which I think is funny because it's like price. It's not the Price is Right. You're not disqualified if you go over.
Carnival Cruise Addict says, I think they're more in the ballpark here. 110,000 slices. Then Mandy says 9,999. M74. So she M's by me. She says 200,000. Tim says 200,000 also. Mark says 120,000. Sherry says 170,000. 10,000. I know that's wrong. M says I'm saying 200,000. 1,000 pounds of bacon. That's a lot of damn bacon.
That's a lot.
Carnival Cruise Addicts.
I think you're
I'm not
over.
going to say what Carnival Cruise Addict says. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Chris Moss says 80,000. Okay, give us the correct answer, Greg.
Okay.
This is slices
Now
now.
this is slices.
On the Mardi Gras.
The answer is 50,000 slices.
of bacon.
50,000.
Now-
What did
now-
I say? 300,000?
Yeah,
300,000.
Remember, there was a time there where they were only serving it every other day. So
On-
I don't know
on the buffet. Yeah.
on the buffet. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But 50,000, that's still a lot of slices of bacon.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Danny D is not wrong. I think Liz is drinking a little bit of the sauce tonight. I think.
Well, I think do we have more of the
I
redemption? on the floor?
think Liz is a little bit sassy.
Here, let me go get a refill.
I'm drinking a little bit of Carnival Cruise Addicts tonight. Coach, are you working tomorrow?
I always work.
Well, I
always
need to
work
give you a
after
hand because you're doing such a great job. So let me give you a hand.
I'm gonna high five you.
Oh, there we go.
High five you.
Oh, I love the hands.
Those are courtesy
Yeah,
of
I mean-
PJ.
What's that?
That's courtesy of PJ.
It absolutely. Oh, wait a second. Let me see something here. PJ. I saved something on my computer. Do I have it here that I can
Yeah.
edit?
Definitely no snow days, Mandy. We get no snow days in Chicago. They don't like us here.
Hmm.
They hate teachers in Chicago. At least Chicago Public Schools does. So yeah, we get no love
Yeah,
in Chicago, no snow days.
I'm going to share this my screen real quick with everybody, and yeah. So PJ, another cruise after us, and he left his hand for the Alchemist on. I don't remember what cruise. I think he was on Celebration after the Vista.
Was it?
And,
Okay. Nice.
that hand is going everywhere. I tell you.
Well, I mean, I got both my hands right here.
Yeah.
And then those of you that want to follow the hands, PJ is joining me on the July 6th Carnival Magic Cruise. So if you want your own set of hands like Greg and I have, yeah, you can go on that July 6th cruise. PJ will be there handing out his hands. And, you know, the thing about PJ is he only has one arm. So I think that's why he
has everybody.
Hands.
Did you mention how it happened or no?
Oh no, I didn't mention how it happened. But if anybody's interested in how PJ lost his arm, he was in a motorcycle accident and it involved a UPS truck. And somehow the UPS truck was at fault, and that's how he lost his arm. So he did get an insurance settlement, but at least from my understanding, and PJ, correct me if I'm wrong on this in the comments after the show. But yeah. So he lost his arm that way. But you know, the cool thing, if you missed my comments last week in regards to PJ, he is the best sport about having one arm of anybody you could possibly hope to have. He wears a daily T-shirt that kind of makes a joke about him only having one arm. Like, you know, for example, one of his T-shirts says, you know, they wanted an arm and a leg, but I negotiated.
Yeah, the divorce.
They wanted an arm and a leg, but I negotiated. And then another one was like a shark cage tester or something like that. Another one was
Oh yeah,
runner up in the chainsaw juggling competition.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
He's got literally he's got a T-shirt for every day of the cruise that he wears. It's hilarious.
So what's I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny that we actually found him a mate on board the cruise ship.
Oh,
So there was a woman on board, and she had the other arm and was missing this arm. And when we told PJ about it, he's like, "Oh, I gotta get together with this one."
And finally, on the last night,
On the last night of the cruise, they got together. We took some pictures. Yeah, it
yeah.
was nice.
Yeah,
I've not seen Yoli in the comments in the past half hour, so she's probably already.
She's in a hot tub right now.
Yeah, she probably is. But she was so excited because she found this lady with the one arm. And she was so hoping that this lady with the one arm was single because she wanted to hook PJ and her up and then make, like match.
Yeah, they look good together, but she came along with her husband.
Yeah. So they ended up finding each other, but unfortunately for PJ, she was already with a guy.
Yeah.
So it didn't work out.
But he's a great guy, and no matter I'm sure he'll find the right person. I mean, really full of personality.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And like you said, how he makes a joke about the fact that he ended up losing the one arm. It's fantastic to go through life and have that kind of attitude.
Positive attitude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, before you guys give your next crazy number category, I do have another one because we have 20 people still online. And
you're doing great, Coach.
I'm old. I understand this, but that doesn't stop me from participating in events that aren't necessarily for the old. So, what is the correct number of times to go on the water slide on a 7-day cruise? What is the correct number of times to go on the water slide or a water slide in a 7-day cruise? Put your answers in the comments. I will tell you what is the correct answer. Michelle, she jumped in there with 3.
Right in.
M74, yes, I'm old.
What the hell?
Coach, you're not old.
Apparently, you're old too. Chris says 28. Mark says 5.
Woo!
Chris is on the water slide going down 4 times every day.
Well, wait a second. That's a trick question because now are we talking about a ship that has 3 water slides? Because
we're just talking about a water slide in general. You can go on the 2 different water slides 2 times, and that would count as 4.
Yeah.
We're talking about just any water slide. Yeah, just the number of times you get on a slide and go down. That's what we're talking about here. 4. Tricia says 4 if Bert lets me. If Bert lets you, who's is Bert blocking you from walking up the stairs to go on the water slide? Danny D says 20. So let's see.
Danny D, woohoo!
All right,
That would
Danny.
be 3 times a day times 7. Amy says, "Can I get a wah 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 for the 0?" Wrong answer, Amy.
Take a shot.
The answer should not be 0. Logan would tell you're wrong on that. So you're wrong. You got to go down more than 0 times. I'm sorry. All right, let's find the correct answer here. Okay, we got the correct answer from at least 2 people.
Oh.
First correct answer, Mark R. Booze with 5, and Tim Tim with 5. The correct answer is 5. You need to go on the water slide at least 5 times over the course of the cruise. Slide down at least 5 times. That is your correct answer on a 7-day cruise for people 50 years or older.
So
younger than 50, more than that.
I know I came in late, but where are you getting?
Yeah, where are you getting these numbers from?
Are you just making these up randomly?
Right here.
It's all subjective. I mean, it's not even based upon what you
answer.
did on the last
The
cruise. Or
correct answer is stored right here. That is
you
the
didn't write it down even before they like put on.
Oh,
put
I
on
love
the
it. I love it.
correct answer.
stored right
Tim and
here.
Mark.
Oh, all right. Good answer. All right, Mark. Yeah.
Exceptional answer. Not just good. That's
Except
exceptional. That's an exceptional answer.
Fantastic.
So just like Trisha says, yes. Yes.
yes,
Exceptional answer.
do it.
Chris Law says, take a shot, go down the slide. Yes. Take a shot, go down the
Coach,
slide.
how many times have you been down a slide on a single cruise?
Most times.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I'll be honest. Most of the time, I only pick out one day that I'm going to go down. I'm like, we got to go down the water slide. We haven't been on the water slide the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then most of the time, like I'll be like, pick one day, and then I'll go down the water slide like 3 or 4 times. So I'm not saying that's the correct answer. Like I feel like you could do that at least 2 different days. That's why I picked the answer 5. Because I feel like you could do that over the course of 2 days, or you could pick one day where you go down it 5 times. It's fun. It really is fun, honestly. I mean, anybody that's 50 years or older, you got to pick out a day where the kids aren't lined up way. That's the other thing. I don't want to pick out a day where the line is long, where I have to wait.
Or the day that the winds are whipping and it's freaking cold when you climb up there and you're already wet from the first time you went down.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
it's so hot you burn your feet.
Oh, when it's so hot and you burn your feet.
That's not fun either.
You got to go up with your flip-flops.
I love when you get up there and the little kids are like this and they've gone up like 20 times. You're like, ah!
Hey, Trisha and Bert, and you guys saw Trisha and Bert on it. They're like lying about their age because they're like saying 64 and stuff. They were not no damn 64.
No.
Here's the thing. Trisha, she told me her real age. She looks so young. I was like, what is your secret,
She's not
girl?
no damn 64, I'll tell you that. Liar.
I will second the motion. I said liar
You're trying to
too.
get credit for looking way younger than what you actually are.
So listen, so her real age is
Real age is 52. 52. And Michelle says it's correct.
That is correct.
5 times is the correct time to go. Number of times to go down the slide on a 7-day cruise.
How do you know
Hey,
that?
look at that. See?
Because Coach said so.
Michelle Bonvento. I was yelling 5 at my TV, but just figured out how to.
Five!
Michelle, I did hear you. That's why I said 5. That's why I said 5, Michelle. Michelle, I'm sure you're subscribed, but if you're, I know you're subscribed to me, but if you're not subscribed to Cruise Life TV, subscribe to them also.
Right.
Because they're on the channel as well.
Yeah,
Especially because you've spelled your name right.
Who spelled whose name right?
Michelle's
One L.
spelled her name right with 1 L.
That's right. Yes, Michelle. All right.
All right. Okay, so Cruise Life TV and myself, we went to one particular place 2 times on a 7-day cruise. So I know the correct answer for this is at least 2. Give you a hint on this one. But you can also get this in the main dining room. We're talking about prime rib and strip loin and everything else like that. But what is the correct number of steaks to eat on a 7-day cruise? The correct number of steaks to eat on a 7-day cruise. This is going to be a number less than 7. It's going to be a number less than 7.
I think that's a good number.
Oh, brunch.
Number less than 7. I'll give you a hint.
6.
Oh.
Less than 7.
Let me tell you something. For the first time ever on the last cruise, I had steak and eggs.
On the C-Day brunch.
And that steak
So good.
was amazing.
So good.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. Well, wait a minute now. So you had steak on the last night of the cruise, but you ran away with the steak and
Oh.
disappeared in the cabin.
Oh, so here's a
She
here's a
took-
top
she-
tip.
She took her steak to the cabin
Here's
and
a
came back.
top tip.
Like, where did Michelle go?
So if you're booking the steakhouse dinner, you know that you can't eat a full like
Filet
steak,
mignon.
filet mignon or whatever. Take a Ziploc baggie with you. Stash the rest of it in your purse. Wrap it up. Hightail it to your cabin. Put it in a thing, and then take it home with you and make like this
We had
fabulous garlic steak.
we had
sandwich.
a
Oh
garlic
my
steak sandwich with provolone melted all
Oh,
over it,
so
garlic
good.
bread. It was amazing.
God, so good,
Sliced really thin.
so good.
All right, so we're gonna go with 4 is the correct answer. If you want to get crazy, you could probably go 5, but we're gonna go 4 because if you start off on a 7-day cruise and you have a steak and then you take the next day off, and then you have another steak and then you take the next day off, by the end of the cruise, you will have 4. So I like where Michelle Bonvento 4.5 stealing off my sister's plate. Yes. So I like the thinking. So 4 to 5 is your correct answer. So if you were in that range, you were the correct guesser for the amount of steak that you should be eating on the course of a 7 day.
Way to go.
Oh.
Way to go.
All right. So you have some more crazy stats for us, Cruise
Yeah.
Guys.
So let me just let everybody know where I'm getting this from is Michelle and I, when we were on the Carnival Mardi Gras, we actually did the Behind the Fun tour.
Loved it.
And let me tell you something. They give you
Oh,
best
so much.
best value on board
Mm.
because not only do you get the chance to see every nook and cranny of behind the scenes in the ship.
Mhm.
Did
They
you
give
film all
you-
that? Are we going to see a Cruise Life TV video of the Behind the Fun?
You know,
You're not allowed to take
oh.
videos.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's- BS.
Hey, you got to take the tour. I know, right?
Yeah.
So, but
They made everybody take their phones out of their pocket, put it in a bag. You got it back at the end of the cruise. Yeah, that's
at the end
BS.
of the
At the end of the tour.
Baloney,
But we got a
Bologna.
backpack, we got a lanyard, we got a picture with the
hat
captain,
and a
we
photo
got
with
the
your
fun facts. We went to the brewery and we had free, free samples of the beer right off the tap.
right out of the tap.
Oh,
it was so good.
it was great.
It was well worth the money. It's an expensive excursion on board, but it is well worth it for those of you. And it used to be where you couldn't sign up ahead of time. You had to like get on board, rush to the excursion
Yeah.
thing and put your name on the list. And there was only so many it was like very stressful. But now you can book it ahead of time on the excursion
Yeah.
thing. So
Brad, you haven't
Check it
done
out.
that yet, have you?
I have
if you want
not. I was,
Oh.
I was, you know what? But though, I mean, I'm a little disappointed though, because if I was going to do it, I'd want to film it. And you just told me I
Yeah.
can't film it
yeah.
because I want to bring it to the masses.
Hmm.
Of course.
Yeah.
So all right,
Maybe you do a little audio record. Maybe you could do an audio record.
you know what?
As you're going
Liz has
through.
these sunglasses that she wears that's got a little camera in it.
Yes.
Don't put this out there on the internet.
Yes.
I'm just wow.
No, she's not wrong. And I feel like everybody knows about that anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
That is like the correct answer on that thing. Like, how do you get by with doing the behind the scenes fun excursion?
But maybe they would let you audio record it, and then at least you could like auto record and put that out there, and like I don't know. But I mean,
Our guy
but
Matt would
you might-
probably cut us off though if we.
They don't want anybody. They want people to experience it. They
yeah,
don't
I
want
mean, and it is something to experience. I will say that if you are a carnival or if you are a cruise
just a
fanatic,
cruiser.
yeah, I mean, it's
It's
really
real-
like to know.
We went into where HR is. We got to speak to the HR
That
people.
was really interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, they've got like a full like office staff down behind the ship.
Got to see the crew like mess like where they eat. And
They
stuff
have
like
their own
that.
rec center, and they have a
Yeah.
bar down there for the crew, so
Mhm.
that the people who are like practicing to become bartenders, they actually serve the drinks to the crew members.
Yeah.
And we saw the laundry. That was
How they like clean all the laundry, like I mean all the sheets and press them and all the stuff. Oh my gosh. I mean, it just
insane.
it's oh, and then and the kitchen. You get to see the kitchen and the whole galley.
I want to see the engineering where like the engines are and everything.
Yes, you
That
get
too.
to see
You
that,
get to-
and you get to go on the bridge and
So-
have your picture with the captain on the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. And
Look,
it's worth the money.
I will do a maximum of 2 shots since we are 2.5 hours.
Oh,
A crazy discount of $5 a shot, maximum of 2. So like
Oh.
3 people come in here with a $5 super chat. I'm only going to do 2, but I will pour 2 into my Coach Cruz cup
ooh.
There we go.
with my can of Coke Zero.
Well, that sounds
Because
fantastic.
we're and yeah, for as little as 45, because we're gonna try to make 3 hours now, because I think this will
Listen,
Whoa!
Brad, what do we have right now as far as how many people are in the chat? Do we have a good number here going?
we still got 20. It's amazing.
20
We're
people.
2.5 hours in. We still got 20 people. So if I get 2 $5 super chats, I will put 2 shots into this cup with 1 can of Coke Zero. And then we are already up to 45 for the next t-shirt drawing. So we'll be up to 55
Wow.
if it happens.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so do we have more crazy stats from Cruise Life
Yeah,
TV?
so
Yeah.
if you want to go for another one. Okay, how about this one? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and
there's
talk
Tim.
about
We got Tim right there.
Tim.
Hey.
I'm gonna put 1 for now. I will put Tim. I will put Tim.
Ah, you feel it.
I will put Tim. I will put 2. I'm gonna put 1 for now. But Tim, I will put 2. If nobody else steps up, I will put 2.
Okay.
But for right now, I'm gonna put 1.
Well, that's
Oh,
great.
look at that. Yoli says you guys are still at it. What did I miss?
Did you get out of the hot tub?
Is that Yoli?
Yoli, we were talking about you and Andrew. What were we saying about them? What
did
was
I
bad
miss?
that we were saying about them?
You missed a lot, Yoli.
We didn't say anything
We were in
bad.
the hot tub while we were like having a good time. But I guess you were having a good time too.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. You guys were in the hot tub. Amy is leaving us. I got 1 shot already in here, Tim. Hoping somebody else steps up. Tim G. Let's write you down right now. Tim G and Cheryl.
All right,
We
Tim.
are 46 through 55. And I'm going to do a second shot in there before the night's over if nobody else steps up. What great Steeler fans they are. Yes, Yoli and Andrew definitely are great Steeler fans. You know what? The Bears, and I wish they would have done this because I'm a Raiders fan and I wanted Ben Johnson, but the Bears apparently inquired about Mike Tomlin and if the Steelers be willing to trade him to the Bears. And the Steelers said, no, we wouldn't be willing to trade him. And as a result, the Bears went and signed Ben Johnson, who was hoping the Raiders would sign. So, yeah. That's oh, look at that. We got Danny D.
Danny.
Danny D, here we go. Here is the second shot.
We can't wait to meet you too.
I know. We're so
Oh, we
excited.
can't wait.
Danny D. We're pouring that right in there. We already poured the whole can of Coke Zero. Yes. So we got 2 more shots.
Awesome.
We got
Awesome.
crazy stats coming from. So Danny D, let me write you down here.
Oh, we got some more coming in. Just a little side note.
56 through 60. Chris Moss.
Yeah, Chris.
61 through 65.
you
That's
rock.
awesome.
You know, we love everybody on this thing.
So wait. Can't wait to meet Greg and Michelle July 2025. Are you going on a ship? Or
No, we're gonna meet Danny in Orlando.
She's coming
Okay.
down for the wedding, I think, and so we're gonna get up there and go meet her while she's in town.
Oh
close
yeah.
by. Yeah.
We'll figure out something to do that's really fun and have a good time with Danny.
Uh-huh. Yes, Yoli, you need to put a TV
You need a
outside.
TV
So
outside.
you keep up with the
Two and two together. Had no idea the same Mark dude. Kick ass.
Scott says I just put 2 and 2 together. I had no idea the same Mark dude. Kick ass. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, dude.
Couldn't
Mark.
leave Tim hanging.
Oh.
Mark.
Yes.
Mark.
Any D could
Oh.
not leave Tim hanging. Jonathan Solsich. Hey, coach, on the Vista Now. Great Alchemy vibe. Yes. We were just on the Alchemy. So you're with Mark and oh man, we had a Dahlem Burr or whatever, and Anna Maria. So absolutely.
Yes. Mark and Anna Maria, they were awesome at the Alchemy. Awesome.
Trisha.
Trisha.
Look at that.
Oh, she
Bert
gave another $5. Woohoo!
Bert says night. Is that good
Bert
night?
probably says good night. Good night, Bert.
Oh,
And happy belated birthday.
happy belated birthday.
I really wanted to see you on Friday. I was
No,
searching
Michelle.
all over.
Michelle was looking for you and Bert all night long.
On-
She wanted to see you guys on the last
to
night
wish you happy birthday on Friday.
on that Friday.
On that Friday.
Yeah.
I didn't find you. And I didn't find you on Saturday.
Trisha,
here.
that makes it 66 through 70. We're only 30 away from
We're only 30 away.
Woohoo.
only 30 away from a third shirt.
And we got what, like another 20 minutes to
Is
go?
that a record?
We got 19 minutes, less than 19 minutes to make 3 hours. We're gonna make 3 hours.
You gotta take your shot. You gotta take your shot. Shot.
Well, I got two shots in here.
All right. What does Barbie have to say about
I
that?
believe it's almost
Barbie.
going on almost 10 o'clock here Central Time, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, you're gonna have to create.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
just came up with
All right. And we still have 21 viewers. How do we still have 21 viewers? You all are crazy. You all must be drinking with us. Greg and Michelle, what are you drinking? Tell us your
Well,
drinks.
we're drinking reject.
Oh, you're slurring too. They're slurring
He's
too.
slurring.
Greg's slurring too.
He's slurring. I'm not.
It's not just me.
Redemption.
I
It's
drank
not
too much.
just
I'm
me.
beyond drunk. So
I've been drinking it straight all night long. This is only my
Look
third
at
glass.
Greg's face is red and stuff.
I'm-
Greg's slurring his words too. Michelle looks still pretty sober.
By the way, if I look like I'm like turning red or I'm blushing, no, I was in the Keys all weekend, 84 degrees,
Oh,
sunshiny skies, blue skies, no clouds. It was fabulous.
And I was in Philadelphia in snow and rain and sleet and shit,
yeah,
working
that sucked.
all weekend.
That's why you don't look red.
Yeah,
That's-
but
I'd have
okay.
much rather been in Key West. So, how many
Right,
slices of key lime pie did you have, Greg? That's the question.
Well, I had one slice of key lime pie.
And how many stone crabs?
The stone crabs. Oh, I went to the place where
Keith's
have you heard of like Charlie Stone Crab House? It's like a popular franchise down here. So anyway, they get their stone crabs from the place that we went to, the actual raw bar where they capture the stone crabs, and
Plop them on the table.
yeah, they just throw them. They cook them, throw them on the table, and crack them open for you. Dip them in mustard, and it's amazing.
And they're stone crab claws, and so
And they're
and there's only certain time during the year that
Yeah.
they're available. So this
Uh,
is stone crab season.
October through May, and $4 a crab, stone crab,
It used to be $1.25.
but it's still a
Per.
lot cheaper than.
Yeah, but a lot cheaper than if you order them elsewhere. But yeah, so he got to do that.
Mark was gonna like leave over an hour ago, and he hung in here for this extra hour. So, all right, Mark, we'll let you leave this time. We don't even say anything bad.
Controversial
Thanks for hanging out that
cruising.
extra hour there, Mark.
Controversial cruising wants to know if you feed them to me.
I know. No, if they feed, not me.
Oh, if they feed them.
If the restaurant feeds them to you too.
Oh, you just like when they bring them by, you just inhale it.
No.
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
god!
they should actually feed them to you, like peel the grapes and like. No, but they do crack them so that you have minimal effort trying to get them.
Kimberly, the weather was so amazing in the Keys. It was just.
And Kimberly says I've never been there. So like, here's the thing: I've been to Key West several times. I love Key West, and here's my suggestion for anybody that's not been to Key West yet: don't fly to Key West. Don't get transported to Key West. Drive to Key West from Southern Florida. So go to Southern Florida, whatever part of Southern Florida you're going to go to, and then take the drive. And it will be one of the best drives that you ever do. No, I don't like driving. I don't. I honestly, if you tell me like, oh, it's going to take you 3 hours to get somewhere, I'm like, oh God, really? Like, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Do I have to do that? Like, yeah, you know, you have to do that. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You know, the drive to Key West is much longer than that in most cases from Southern Florida. It's worth it. It's actually enjoyable. Okay.
Yeah.
You can make some stops along the way or whatever. You got the beautiful ocean on each side of you, the 7 Mile Bridge, everything else like that.
Oh, it's amazing.
You actually want to do. So yeah, that would be my advice for.
So we went to the Keys over the weekend. That's why I couldn't do Helping Hands this year, because I was down in the Keys. I had friends from New York coming down. We went down to the Keys, and I was watching your show. I dropped a comment in the beginning, and I heard what you were saying about the drive to Key West. And Brad, you are spot on. You got to drive to Key West. There's no like flying there. It's just, you know, every key that you go through is different than the last. So it's really an amazing. And I knew all the places to stop at along the way, which made it even that much more better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go into the chat and see what people are saying?
You know what? Look, we've actually gained viewers. I think we were down to 20. We're up to 24 now.
Whoa.
Hour 3. This
Nice.
is crazy. I think we started this show with 20 to 24. And then in hour 3, we're still at 24. We've actually gained some viewers.
For those of you who are
Michelle
joining back in,
Bonvito, I'm staying till the last one passes out, just like on my cruise. I love that answer. That is one of my favorite responses of the night. But Michelle Bonvento, great quote right there. Great quote. I like it. I love it.
Well, I like what you wrote. What's happening?
Controversial Cruising says if you go to Key West, the Mary J. prices are insane.
The what is insane?
Mary J. prices. Yoli says, I want to go to Key West. Oh my God. Yoli lives in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And she's never been to Key West.
Oh my God.
Yoli and Andrew, you need to come. You need to come.
Listen, come down and stay with us. We'll take you to Key West.
Yes,
and we're going to drive there.
Yeah.
Look at that. You even got somewhere to stay.
Come.
You even got somewhere to stay.
Drive you down to the Keys. We'll have some fun in Key West. Yes.
And when you stay at the Greg and Michelle Resort, you will get a free Cruise Life TV coaster for your drinks.
There you go.
It's kind of see-through. It's a little.
Yoli says,
"Aye, matey, aye."
I see a field trip in our future. Yes. Yeah, we hope you do. Yes. Yes.
M says 21 watching now. No, M, 22 watching now, according to what I'm seeing.
That's pretty good. You guys are sticking in with us. I appreciate that.
It's after.
Yeah, and please click the thumbs up, so maybe that'll bring more people in. We still have a few minutes left.
It's 12 minutes to 11 to the Top of the hour.
Well, we got to make 3 hours at this point.
Okay.
What number are we up to?
Andy D says, watch Coach sleep stream like Kenny. You know, like, true story. Like, I've watched some of those ongoing live channels, like when they have like the eagles hatching in the nest and things like that.
Oh, right.
And that's going on 24/7. I've done that. Danny D is saying, watch Coach sleep stream like Kenny AK 4 minutes falling asleep before. That's not going to happen. I mean, I have to work tomorrow, but I promise you 11 more minutes. I promise you 11 more minutes before we cut this thing.
Kind of breakfast pet friendly. Kind of breakfast pet friendly. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
M wants a coaster.
Oh, well, M says now 23. Well, we dropped down to 20, so 3 people got bored with this.
Oh, we started like
gosh.
showing our merchandise, and now we're dropping.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look. Hey, you know what? Trish is coming with Yoli and Andrew there. So.
Okay,
Oh, all right.
yes,
No.
yes. Oh, that'll be
Probably
fun.
Bert, too,
Fun.
so you're
That's
probably
good.
going to have to get a minivan because you're going to have 6 of you going down there.
What did
Tim's still here. Tim is still here. Tim says,
Yeah,
stop at our house and some golf, and we'll
It's
take you
Miami
to the
crew, and then
show.
we'll all like
yeah,
head down
let's get the
together.
mic.
Like, well, then we'll pick you up and caravan
We'll get
together.
Rod and Vicky and all of us. We'll have
Yeah.
we'll rent a bus. We'll rent a bus for us.
What? Is that German for
Hey,
bus?
All of you are getting me those shots to hear me slur. All you got to do is get Greg on.
What did Controversial
He's-
Cruising say up there? Is
he
the
said-
Wi-Fi good at Greg and Michelle's resort? Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. We've got two
two Wi-Fis.
Actually, 3 Wi-Fis. We're good.
You got plenty of
We got
Wi-Fi.
Plenty of Wi-Fi here.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Scott's gonna be staying with us in a couple of weeks.
Oh, ship. I said. I didn't say, oh, whatever. You know, the other
Ship.
I said, oh, ship. Yoli says, I've been taking golf lessons, so that would be awesome in regards to Tim.
Oh yeah, come down,
Ah.
play some golf, you guys. We'll hook you up. Maybe. I don't know. We don't.
Well,
We'll tell you where some good golf courses are.
We have a public golf course right on North Lake.
Where?
Right down the street.
Okay, if you say so.
I know so.
Okay. Well, we are sort of the golf, like besides California, the golf.
California.
Yeah, well, golf in California and golf in Florida. Those are the 2 really big golf places because they're temperate.
Are you sure about that?
I am absolutely positive. Shall we check the stats?
Let's
Shall
check
we?
the
Let's
stats. Let
check
me
the
see about the golf in California because I don't think you're right.
I don't know. Pebble Beach,
Uh,
Palm Beach. Yeah,
well, I'm sorry.
crazy.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna go another round.
Let me see if I have one question left. I think I might have
Okay.
one
All right.
question.
8 minutes.
Actually, okay, I'm going to make up a question. Number of times you should see stand-up comedy in a 7-day.
Oh.
Number of times
Oh.
you should see stand-up comedy. So there's 17 of you that say you're online. 5 of you have probably fallen asleep. Well, 18 now. So I'm looking for 10 answers here.
So you're saying the word
Number of times that you should watch stand-up comedy on a 7-day cruise. Okay.
We love comedy.
So Tim, Michelle said 5. Tim said 3. Danny D said 6. Chris said 3. Trisha said 6. Only late night adult. Okay, she added a caveat. M says 1 time, unless it's great, then 2. Okay, well, M, you know what? Let me comment on M's question here because I'll admit the comedy that I went to on the last cruise kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm really sorry about what I wrote in the chat.
2 different comedians the first half of the cruise, 2 different comedians the second half of the cruise. I was not impressed by any of them. It really wasn't. Yeah, that definitely that sound is the way I felt. But that being said, you don't know. You really don't know. I mean, when you go to comedy, you don't know if they're going to be good. You don't know whether they're going to be great.
It's
You
hit
don't
or
know if
miss.
they're average, or you know what they're going to be below average. That's my problem with going to comedy. Is like I'm dedicating 45 minutes to an hour of my cruise time to hoping that you'll be good. You know, and if you're not, then I just feel like I wasted an
Oh,
hour.
that's the same thing like the piano bar, you know?
The piano bar is another one.
Yeah.
Well, you can pretty much get up and leave like the piano bar a little bit easier
Than the comedy club.
Than the comedy club.
Comedy club, you're stuck.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck because it's rude to get up during a comedian, whereas the piano bar it's a little bit more like, you know, ebb and flow of people
It's in and out.
because it's more like a stopgap for people. Like, okay, we're gonna go to dinner, we're gonna go to like, you know, whatever casino. So, but yeah, I was truly disappointed in the comedians on the Vista this last cruise, and actually the piano bar as well. It was not. I mean, we've had some stellar people, so so it's kind of hard to, you know, when you've had stellar, you know, and then you have like, you know, you kind of wish for like at least here, and then you get here.
Brad, are you familiar with the Liars Club?
I mean, I've heard of it, but not like
hysterical.
Yeah.
It's when all the comedians on board, they get together and it becomes a what do you call it, like ad lib kind of.
I don't know that.
Yeah, we went to it a few times.
A few, maybe once.
It's late at night. It's like usually like the second to the last night of the cruise.
I didn't recall it being the Liars Club. I remember being like a showcase of all the comedians on stage in the big lounge. I didn't know it was called the Liars Club.
They call it the Liars Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because they kind of lie.
They kind of like,
lie to each other about, and then so it's kind of funny because they make lies. Oh, okay.
See Mandy. There you go.
Oh, see, okay. So
well,
in
response to all of that, and Michelle had said, you know, I'm banking on the piano bar. It can be fun late night, and honest to God, the piano bar can be great. It all comes down to whoever's behind the keys. It really does.
Yes.
Like Keith, there's this guy Keith that is a carnival musician or whatever. He is amazing. You know, we've seen some other piano bar singers that are really, really good. The last 2 cruises that I've been on, this last time on the Vista, not good. The time before that on the Horizon,
that German fella, or whatever he was,
just lame. And you know, I mean, if you went to like a restaurant, you know, where you were having a dinner for the night or whatever, and those people were playing, you'd be like, oh, okay, this is nice, you know, whatever. But like, if you're going to a piano bar, you want to hear some jokes, you want to hear some comedy, you want it to be a little bit crass.
Reveille. Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't want it to be like a dinner affair where you're like, oh, you know, I'm having a nice dinner, and you know, like, you know, oh, that's a nice song. I like that song, whatever. You don't want it to be like that.
No.
You're drinking, you want to have fun, you want to let it go a little bit. And honestly, the last 2 piano bar people have kind of
so for those of you who like the piano bar, and when tonight's show is over, come over to our channel and look for Kendall Fire Part 2. And it's an episode that we filmed in the piano bar with Keith, the most amazing piano player that is contracted with Carnival, and Kendall Fire. They got together and did a phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
It's hysterical.
It's so good.
And what a treat that was for us to experience.
Yeah.
The 2 of them together at the same time.
Every time I hear that song on the radio,
I know.
It just takes me back. I'm like, oh my God.
Which one? Ice Ice Baby?
Or that one and the other one. The one she's like, and,
with the Backstreet Boys.
Yes. Yeah. So much fun.
So
much fun.
Check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mandy, and I always joke about Mandy being our resident piano bar person or whatever. Mandy is like a hardcore piano bar person. So
Oh,
when she
really?
gets a recommendation, so she's saying Eden Parker, and I've heard Eden
Oh,
Parker's name several times, and Keith, those would be the top two recommendations I would give. Uh, they're great, and again, you get a good piano bar singer, the piano bar will be packed. The last ship we went on, so we were on the Vista and Cruise Life TV. We all went in there, and we all were like went in there, and it was kind of crowded, and the seats were taken, and we're like, this is gonna be great.
I even tried to help the piano player out because our friend PJ was in the bar.
right.
I tried to help the piano player out because our friend PJ was in the bar in the piano bar, and he gave the hand over to the piano player and put it on his piano. So it sat there on the piano. So I walked over to the piano player and I said, "Hey, I think a great song you should play right now is 'Would You Give Your Hand to Any Friend?'" Michelle thought it was hysterical. I mentioned it to the piano player. I go, "You know that song?" He's like,
No.
no, I don't know that song."
Oh, he was so.
$30.
But look at
Yoli just closed us out and got us to our last shirt, and it's the 3-hour mark. So we're gonna go to the Old Forester.
All right, and we still have a little left, so we can all do a cheers.
I mean, honestly, I only have this much left of the Four Roses, so maybe I should go there. Let me go to the Four Roses. We'll get close to finishing the Four Roses. Yoli and Andrew, thank you.
Hey, Brad, thanks for having us on.
Oh, thanks for. I think we got one shot left after this.
You're pouring in my cup.
Can you give us a little? Some of that?
I would. I wish I could. Oh, we can.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Cheers. Cheers.
It's like over here somewhere.
Yoli and Andrew, thank you.
How many were in the chat? Oh, there you go. All right.
All right.
Wow. Okay, our third shirt. Sherry won our first one. She gave it to Aaron. Let's see. $27 through $41. I can't. Oh, Tim G. Tim G won our first shirt. Sherry won our second shirt. Gave it to Aaron. All right. So we got Sherry 1 through 10, Michelle 11 through 25, Trisha 26 through 45, Tim G 46 through 55, Danny D 56 through 60, Chris M 61 through 65, Trisha 66 through 70, and Yoli and Andrew 71 through 100. Blank phone at the top. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. 97. And that means Yoli and Andrew win. The first number was 32, the second number was 92, and the third number was 97. So 97, Yoli, you closed us out tonight, and you won the shirt as well. So congratulations. Way to close it out. Michelle, oh my God, we have to do more shots. I'm on it. Trisha says, cheers. What a great night. Danny D, crossing fingers. Danny D, Chris Moss, yeah, yay. Yes. Michelle, man, I'm ready to do karaoke and y'all are going to pass out. I would do so. Like, I promise you, if we were on a cruise ship right now and you told me, come on, we're doing karaoke, I'm like, let's go. I'm going to sing you some Garth Brooks. I'm going to sing you some Frank Sinatra. I'm going to do it. we're gonna. That's life. We're gonna do or the summer wind. You know, if we're doing Sinatra, if we're doing Garth Brooks, I'm gonna do some Papa Love Mama. We're gonna do the Friends in Low Places. We're gonna do all that. So I feel you on that, Michelle. Tim says, "Congrats, our Steeler fan." Yes, yes. Yoli is a Steeler fan. You kept your coach. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we're over.
Coach, listen, I think we're gonna kind of end this with. You mentioned a little earlier about 80s parties on board, and that how I get dressed up in costumes. If you put me on full screen, I'm going to show everybody a little something here.
Let's see.
Can you do that?
Let's try.
You know how to do that?
You
got to slide me to the left. Go back. Slide me to the left. Slide me over to the left. No.
The electric slide.
You got to slide. You got to just drag me over. Drag me over to the left. Drag it over. There we go. Now you can put me on full screen. And here we go.
Hey, there we go.
That was me in my Prince costume on board.
And the most energetic, I think, elderly person on board too.
She was amazing.
Fabulous woman that was. I mean, seriously, how much fun was that?
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Oh,
it was squeezed.
Awesome. Well, thank you too for joining me and cracking the 3-hour mark. First time ever, I think.
Woo! Yay!
I think anyway. We've made it 3 hours. It was supposed to be a 1 hour show. 1.5 would have been crazy long, and then we went ahead and did 3 because
a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. I'm sorry.
It's enough. He's had a lot.
Yoli says Andrew will sing some gangster rap. We gotta hit the shuffleboard table. Like all this.
Yes.
So we did some shuffleboard. Like those of you that don't know, they have this shuffleboard table in the Red Frog Pub where they have these little discs that are about like this big. And you slide them to the end of the table. It's like sand all over the table. And it makes the little puck slide more and stuff like that. So that became like our thing. Like the middle of the cruise till the end of the cruise, we started hanging out at the Red Frog Pub late at night from like midnight until 2 a.m. And we were playing this shuffleboard game and just drinking and competing against it. 2 against 2. Depending, we would change up the teams and things like that. But we'd compete against each other. And we had a couple, Greg and Michelle, they were some whizzes on that.
We had some first timers luck. I'm telling you what. I mean, seriously, it was like, how do you play it? Like Greg and I was like, let's just practice.
And we were playing against Rod, and Rod like halfway through it, he's like, Brad, I think you filled in for him because he walked away.
Yeah.
But, no, it was so much fun. And like, do they have that on? Is it just the Vista? Did they have it on the Horizon?
I think it's on the Vista class, right?
Just Vista or Horizon?
Well, I mean, obviously they got on a lot of ships that have the Red Frog Pub. They got that game. But on the Vista class, they probably only have it on the Vista.
Maybe what about the Magic? Was it on the Magic when you were on board?
Yeah, it probably is on the Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out.
The XL class ships that have guys pig and anchor, the XL class ships, they have it also.
Oh, good.
Really? Where?
Oh, I think guys pig and anchor.
The guys pig and anchor.
But where?
Somewhere.
At the back, like it's a big giant bar.
It's huge.
They have that little nook. They have that little nook back by the sliding glass doors that goes out to the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to check that out because I've never seen them.
Yeah.
But we haven't, like, if it's like the sliding glass doors to go out to the back, if it's like on
to the left of those sliding glass doors.
The left as you're going out is to the
to the
left.
left, so before you go out the door.
So it's kind of by the that's the
It's,
veterans
it's,
bar.
it's by the area where we haven't walked around.
Yeah, that's why I didn't see it. Okay.
Yoli feels like you hustled them.
It was like totally beginner's luck. Seriously, it was so funny. That was so funny.
hysterical.
And then we're like, what? She was like, then she was bumping them off the side. And we're like, what? You can do that? And then we're like, trying that. It was
The thing about Yoli,
it was
Yoli's
so
a little dirty though, because like if you play on the same side as Yoli, she'll knock your little pucks off into the side. Like she'll just knock them off. It's like, get these the hell out of here. They're in my way. And she'll just knock your pucks completely off.
good.
The thing.
good.
Yoli, where's Andrew?
He's,
he around?
he's probably there. He's probably there. Or maybe he's in bed.
Maybe he's still in the hot tub.
He's probably being good. He's doing his sleep coaching thing and getting to bed.
So Kimberly's going to be on our next cruise together.
I'm so excited to see you there, Kimberly.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
We're gonna have shuffleboard competitions.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's do
Carnival Cruise Addicts versus, and we'll video it and we'll post it.
it. Yikes. Oh,
That
somebody
I guess
tell me
that was a thing, like how I pronounce Yoli's name
20 days.
is everybody, like Yoli was telling me, like everybody like kind of like makes fun of them for how I say her name, like, well, like Yoli, you know, like I say it a certain way, I guess, on the show. Like I didn't even realize I was saying it that way, but I'm like,
I love it. Yeah, so we've filmed that. Yeah, we'll have to show it somehow.
Yeah.
yeah. But all right, you guys. Well, look, we went over 3 hours. We went 10 minutes over 3 hours. Danny D says we're going to have to do something fun in Orlando when I see you, Greg and Michelle.
Absolutely.
Michael or Michelle, I'm sorry. Michelle is on the Magic in April. I'll be on the Magic in July. So anybody that might be on in July, M says, woo woo, over 3 hours. My first show over 3 hours. Good night, y'all. That was a blast. Yoli says, work call. Way to go, guys. Way to go. All right. This was awesome. Cruise Life TV. Thank you for helping me out, making it to this 3 hours. We will see you all later. Amazing show. First time ever over 3 hours. You all are amazing. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. And peace.
Good night.
Peace.